Mooresville, and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA Finals resume tonight. The series shifts to Indiana for Game 3. Thunder and Pacers are all tied up at one game apiece. You can catch tonight's game on your home for the NBA Finals, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6:30. New York Knicks still searching for a replacement for recently fired head coach Tom Thibodeau, but they're not having much luck. The Mavs, Rockets, and T-Wolves all denied their request to interview their current head coaches.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Not only is it the Blitz, it's Hump Day.
Hump Day?
Yeah. Best day of the week. Certainly one of them.
Caleb was a little behind on that one.
Well, he was a little bit.
What's wrong with Caleb?
Maybe he's a little under the weather today. I'm not sure. We'll do it again, Caleb. Hump Day.
Hump Day?
Yeah.
You're going twice in the 2 o'clock hour?
Of course. It's 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So you go twice. 3 times at 3, 4 at 4, 5 at 5. Pretty simple math.
Yeah, I got you.
Pretty simple math.
I got you, but math is hard.
Yeah, well, it is hard.
Yes.
I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 though.
That's
right.
it.
Yeah, or 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
We don't start at 1.
No,
yet.
No, yet. Exactly right.
Remember when we started at 4?
It used to be 4 when I first started
when
here.
we first started in 2008, we started at 5.
Wow. How late did you go?
Till 8.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that again.
No.
Not at all.
Although the 7 o'clock hour, because nobody could hear us, was brought to you by the Adult Video Megaplex. Old Don Murphy was doing live reads for them.
Wow.
Sampling products and talking about it.
Sampling products. Dynamite. How do you sample products from the Adult Video Megaplex?
It's some questions you don't have to ask. Some questions you don't have to ask.
I do ask, and I'm curious because I don't know how you sample those things. You take them home and play?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, they got a back room. What the?
Oh, I don't know. How do you sample products
I don't know.
From the Adult Video Megaplex?
Them were the days. Call Dawn and ask her.
Oh, man, I haven't seen Dawn Murphy in a long time.
No.
Been a long time.
See her on social. She's doing well, living up in Dallas.
Well, that's good. Good for her. Good for her. Yeah. It is a great day. We've got a very special guest coming up a little bit later. Tyler Guyton is going to join us right around 2:45, 2:50, somewhere in that area. Once practice is over and they can get him to a phone.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
So we're going to just kind of float that until we have to. But interested to talk to Tyler because he's been in the news quite a bit with Tyron Smith now up there helping him, and he admitted he didn't play very well last year. So lot to get into.
A lot to work on for a rookie. Plenty to get into talking Cowboys. And speaking of Cowboys, Netflix has finally announced the deal with Jerry Jones. August 19th is when that's going to be released. 10 45-minute episodes on Jerry Jones' America's Team.
I can't wait for that.
The Cowboys you know and the truth you didn't. And it feels like we've been talking about this for a long time.
We have.
And we've seen the cameras following Jerry. Glad they're finally going to release this thing.
The Gambler, they're calling him. The Gambler.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And his Cowboys. Because I guess he was, when he bought the Cowboys, he had to borrow some money and, scrape it up. And now, boy, I'd say that investment paid off big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time. So lots to get into there. Although I've got a question that we need help with. How do you respond to? Now, we're a couple of dudes. Both of us are girl dads.
Uh-huh.
We've dealt with stuff being girl dads. And there's still things that I don't know how to react to. For example, there's a lady that works here in the building. Just a few minutes ago, she's walking down the hall. How you doing? She said, crampy. How do you respond to that?
Crampy.
How do you respond to that?
Well, you don't, I guess. I don't know what you say to that.
How do you respond to crampy?
I mean, that's a good question. I saw her, I guess, right after you. And, hi, how are you? You doing okay? She goes, oh, female problems. Okay. I'm so happy that guys don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So happy.
But honestly, how do you respond? And it's one of those things. Are we doing it like Joe talked about the other day? He asked the lovely lady, when is she due? Turns out she wasn't pregnant.
No.
Wrong thing to say. How do you respond when somebody says crampy?
Well,
that's not way, especially when you're just, you're just being polite. You're saying it's not really a conversation. I don't really know, or I don't want to say I don't care because I do, but how you doing? Fine. That's what you expect.
Well, that's what you expect.
Crampy is not I don't know how to, I apparently responded wrong.
Why did you get, well, because.
I just said lovely.
She told me.
And Pledger started laughing at me.
She told me as she was walking away to go in and thump you because she's feeling violent. So I haven't thumped you yet, Minnick. So if I do
Good.
in the middle of the show, you'll know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know how you respond to that. And this person is a very lovely person.
She's lovely.
Yeah.
She's always lovely.
Always.
Well, yeah.
Not today.
No, well.
Because she's crampy.
She's crampy.
She's
And
crampy.
look, see, if she tells you she's crampy and then she wants to be violent, at least as a dude, you understand. You know what that means. All right, cool. You're good.
Crampy.
I mean, it's, but I don't know how to respond to that. It's like when, what's his name told the boss she looked fluffy. Puffy.
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 Fluffy.
You think I'm an idiot?
Yeah. I don't know how she would have responded to Fluffy.
Yeah. About the same.
Fluffy.
Puffy.
I guess it's all about the same. Crampy. I'm gonna use that when I get irritated here with you or with the story we're talking about. I'm crampy.
You're crampy.
I'm crampy.
Yeah, but you have them old man cramps. That's different than what she's dealing with.
Well, it only depends.
I mean, you
if
can
got
get a Charlie horse in
right?
the middle of the night, right? I mean, what do you mean you're I don't need to know.
No, dude, I'm telling you, I'm as fit as a fiddle. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I am.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
Great working order.
Uh-huh.
Great working order. I see something here that bothers me.
Okay.
Our good friend, it makes me crampy. John Machota says, Micah Parsons getting involved in individual drills today. It bothers me because Noah Brown with the Washington Commanders was carted off the field today in 7-on-7 drills.
Maybe he had cramps.
Well, do you have to be carted off with cramps?
I mean, I mean, you talk to some of these ladies, yes.
I mean, think about that. 7-on-7 drills, and he has a severe injury, obviously, if he's carted off the field.
It is. What do you do, right? Mike is there and he wants to play, and he wants to practice.
Yeah.
He knows what his risk is. Would you feel better about Micah being in there if he didn't have a contract? If he did have a contract? I mean,
well,
ultimately,
sure.
all these guys could get hurt.
For him, I feel better.
I mean,
because you'll have that guaranteed money, and I don't know what Noah Brown's situation is with the Command Skins, but it looks like
his lifetime earnings won't equal 1 year of Micah's new deal.
Well, you're exactly right, and think about that. I mean, that's the last thing you're thinking about in non-contact drills, but it seems to happen more and more now. And, boy, that's just too bad for him. It
really is. And, again, and we'll hear from Micah coming up from things that he said late yesterday. But I'm not surprised. And doing individual stuff, different than team, a little bit more controlled. If I'm Micah, I wouldn't be out there. I would not risk it at all.
I wouldn't do it.
But Mike is trying to get that deal and show his boss he wants it.
Well, I hope nothing happens. So the good news is maybe he was just demonstrating or something, because the pictures, he's not wearing a helmet. Everybody else is. So I don't know what he's doing out there. But when I see that thing from Noah Brown, and you think, well, come on, man, you should get out there. You're under contract. It's just, drills. And then you see something like Noah Brown being carted off the field. Then it's like, boy, now I understand why some of these guys say, I'm not doing it without that guarantee.
Exactly. It's always a fear, but you can't live in fear, especially playing football. If it happens, it happened. It's part of the gig. You move on. But that's why Micah should not be out there until he gets his deal, or you be out there 100%. I think kind of doing this and maybe a little of that, you can't piecemeal it. Just be all in and not think about it, or just be all out.
I think coaches, right, used to tell you, if you half-ass it, you're going to get hurt.
Yep.
So you might as well go all in and get it done. So I don't know if Noah Brown was half-assing it or not, but he was carted off the field. So hopefully nothing like that happens to anybody. I don't want to see anybody get injured like that. We got to switch gears, though, because Peter J. Holt made some news yesterday at the Commissioner's Court, and we've got that stuff. Talking about the Spurs arena, talking about how much the Spurs are going to spend, and a variety of other things. So we're going to talk Spurs basketball, Wemby Center, and all that is the silver and black when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Father's Day kicks off early, Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion. Hosted by Marissa Gomez, realtor with Real Broker. If you know a dad who deserves some extra love, bring him out for family fun, live music, and delicious food and drinks. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. There's always something special happening at Lion and Rose. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. for the Father's Day kickoff at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-550-8841.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The good news is the Spurs are starting to talk a little bit more about what's going on and some of the details, although that's the good news. The bad news is I'm not sure they're saying anything. Maybe they are a little bit, but who knows? At least Peter J. Holt is talking.
Peter J. Holt did talk a little bit yesterday. We'll hear from him in a minute. We got to do some things on the fly. Tyler Guyton might be calling in about now.
Oh.
So
okay.
we might do Tyler Guyton now and then get into this Peter J. Holt stuff in a moment.
Fair enough.
As I get a text, and let's see if the phone starts ringing, we'll go there. And, Pledge bumps back with some Beach Boys. Sad news today.
Yeah.
The death of Brian Wilson, 82 years old.
Now, Brian Wilson, we saw the Beach Boys a couple of years ago.
Yes.
It was the Aztec or one of those theaters downtown. And that wasn't Brian Wilson.
No.
That was singing.
Who was the cousin that Mike Love, I believe, is who was running the show and doing the vocals. All right, well, hang on. He was doing that. Tyler Guyton will be right back, is what I'm told. All right, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, that's all we can do. I mean, these guys get off the practice field and they're pulled in 100 different directions. So, but we know that your guy there in Dallas is making an effort and a good one. So.
Exactly. So let's go Cowboys here. We'll get into Spurs in a moment while we wait for Tyler Guyton to get back by the phone. And you mentioned a minute ago that Micah Parsons was on the field doing at least some individual drills. Now, yesterday he was there, first day of mandatory minicamp. He's there for day 2. And yesterday it was, he wasn't on the field doing work, but he was out there with the guys. And he talked about what he can do right now, even if he is not a full participant.
I think everyone's different. Those guys is vetted in their program. I think, guys like that, they already can, put themselves at the top. And, they're great leaders for their program. I think for me, I'm still trying to build. I'm still into my second deal. Those guys are going to their third deal. So, everyone's situation is different.
And it is different, and he's right, because this is his first deal, but he can still be out there and be a productive teammate.
Yeah, just being vocal, understanding what looks right. Even, they're going through the drills, and guys ask me how'd I look. It's just simple things. Well, how's my footwork? It's not always the major things that makes football great. It's always the small details, the footwork, the positioning, the angles, things like that I think I can contribute. And we'll go in and we'll watch film together, and I can tell guys what I see from a vetted, experience about going through a lot,
It's interesting because now we're getting a lot of tweets. It's Syed Youssef there in Dallas says Micah Parsons involved in a variety of ways today. With helmet, without helmet, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and again, the fact that he's out there, he's getting work done as the mini camps go on. It's always been a great sign for Micah Parsons that he's there because he's helping the current teammates as well. And let's talk with one of those current teammates. Offensive lineman Tyler Guyton joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Fresh off the practice field. Tyler, appreciate you jumping on down here in San Antonio. How was practice today?
It was amazing. I appreciate you having me.
No, it's always great to have you on here in San Antonio. Obviously, as well as anybody. I mean, it's a big Cowboys town, and everybody here in San Antonio likes to know exactly what you guys are doing. I just want to start with, we understand that Tyron Smith has come in, and you guys are working together. What are you guys doing, and how much are you working together?
I'm definitely in his ear, constantly, but he was here for Legends Day, and he just jumped on the field as after practice to get a couple set-ins. But I definitely have a lot of questions for him and a lot of things that I want to learn about him.
So it was just, the Legends Day he was there, so you didn't reach out to him or he's reaching out to you. Is that something now that you kind of know him a little bit, you'll do that more of that?
Oh, I've already reached out. We've been in contact already. We got something cooking up.
Well, I would imagine for a guy like you coming in and playing an important position like you do at left tackle, to be able to grab the ear of a guy that is a Hall of Famer has got to be, that's just got to be a privilege, right?
It's such a privilege, a blessing to have, that type of mentor that, came before me, left a legacy like he did. I got a lot to learn from him. I'm going to be that annoying young guy that's all in his ear,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Now, I remember talking to you at draft day. You go through the rookie year. Going into year 2, what is different for you as you approach this offseason?
Just changing my process around, my nightly routine, my habits, the way that I eat, the way that I sleep, how hard I push myself in workouts. It's just, I feel like I'm on a different level right now, and all I can do right now is elevate from what I did last year.
Tyler, you say that. Coming into the NFL, I don't know if any rookie knows exactly what he's going to be facing when you come into the NFL. Were there some surprises for you your first year?
Absolutely. Going into a whole new, type of organization, especially one like the Cowboys, there was a lot to learn.
When you look at improvements in your game, and obviously change in head coach, new offensive coordinator is kind of an offensive line expert. What are you learning now that you didn't learn a year ago?
I feel like it's more inner things, just how to take care of myself, make sure that I'm good so that I can be good for my team. But I'm learning a lot from these new coaches. We have a good 1-2-3 tandem with, Adams, Riley, and Coach Chin. And they pour into all of us at the same time. So we have all eyes on every position, every step, every hand. So we get good live feedback every play, and it's been really important for me.
Well, I tell you what, Tyler, you say that, and that just seems to be the theme coming out of Frisco these days is the culture, the attitude of the players with the new coaching staff, with Coach Schottenheimer. What is the culture like there? Does it seem different, and is it, I don't know, I guess more fun might not be the right word, but more interesting, more entertaining?
Fun is the right word. We're having a lot more fun in the building right now, and we get to do different things that we haven't done before. I've only been here a year and some change now, but it's a lot different than it was last year. And I'm really enjoying it so far.
Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Specifically, can you kind of get into that a little bit, the different atmosphere? I don't know what it was like for you at Oklahoma, but is it more college feel, like let's have some fun and then go kick ass and not just business 24/7?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's definitely a lot more fun right now. We have more team bonding, things that we have to do, and we've all been enjoying it, and we've really been buying into it to make us a stronger team.
Well, Tyler, what is it for you, man? Because we hear Coach Schottenheimer talking about free throw contests, and he calls some players out that don't do so well. And then I know the ping pong tables are back too. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I'm a basketball guy, man. I'm in here right now. You hear the basketball?
Well,
hey,
you're 6'8". I hope basketball is there, right?
Hey, me and Sam Williams tomorrow for the competition championship.
Really?
45 seconds, who can get the most free throws. Yep.
Nice.
All right, so wait, 25 seconds, who can get the most free throws?
45.
45 seconds.
And like 6 rounds about the one-on-one competitions and team meetings. It's really fun, man, but we've been getting real competitive with it.
Are you going home and practicing tonight?
I'm practicing right now.
We're practicing right now. Now, is this like on a Papa shot, or is it a real basketball goal?
We have a real 10-foot basketball goal in our team meeting room.
Nice.
Wow. That is nice. Well, I just love that because it just seems like there's just a fresh attitude around with everybody there. And perfect attendance for the mandatory minicamp. Just stuff like that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Having the whole team here and all the guys and moving pieces is very, very important for, building chemistry throughout the team. So, the perfect attendance speaks a lot about, the coaches, the players and the culture.
Absolutely. Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Now, I know it's June now, and a little more than a month we'll all be in Oxnard, California. When Joe and I get out to Oxnard and we're watching the offensive line, and I see Tyler Guyton, a Tyler Smith, and a Tyler Booker. So if I say, hey, Tyler, all of you are going to turn around unless you have different nicknames. What are all the different nicknames that you can tell us on the radio for the group?
For me, TG. For Tyler Smith, we usually call him T-Sizz. And for T-Book, we call him T-Book. So we usually go by the last names or nicknames.
So nobody goes by Tyler?
Nah, it gets way too confusing.
Yeah, it does, man. I mean, you guys need to get a couple more Tylers in there and just have the whole offensive line that way. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, well, it is. And again, you look at it now, Tyler Booker coming in. Now, all of you guys, playing big-time college football. He's from Alabama. He talked about, when we had him on the air, about going and getting some good barbecue up there in the Dallas area, but he's not, you're from Texas, you're from Austin area. Have you taken him to find some good barbecue?
I recommended a few spots. I'm a big fan of Hutchins Barbecue. That's the spot down here, man.
So what's your go-to at Hutchins?
I'm going with the burn-ins for sure. Probably, 2 pounds of burn-ins. Those are leftovers, for others as well. I like to get a nice beef rib. They're like big dinosaur ribs, a good beef rib. And definitely going with some sides.
Absolutely. Macaroni and cream corn and some beans, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 2 pounds of meat. I call burn-ins meat candy because that's what they are. But you're getting 2 pounds for yourself? Sometimes.
Dude, he's a big man. He's got a lot.
One beef rib is all you need. Get that dino rib and you're ready to go. Do you have a setup at the house where you smoke your own, or is it always going someplace?
Not yet, man. Hopefully soon I'm going to get that going, but I just go get some Hutchins when I'm feeling it.
I got you. Now, I'm going to give you a pro tip. I don't know if you know this, but the PR guy that you're working with, Scotty, that dude, he is great on a smoker. He can give you some good tips.
Great on a smoker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. That dude can grill. He can grill, and he'll always have a good cigar for you.
No doubt. He does that. Hey, Todd, I got to ask you, when you guys get done with minicamp here, you have some time. What do you do with your time off before training camp?
Back to work.
Back to work.
This is the most pivotal time, to get stronger, get bigger, get faster, and get better. We can't waste this opportunity.
No vacation time for you, huh? It's just back to work, and you're going to work the whole time, be ready for camp.
Yes, sir. No vacation.
Nice.
Man, all I hear is, I know what I did my rookie year. I'm going to be better in year 2, right?
Yes, sir. That's the goal, man.
That's the goal. Tyler Guyton, man, appreciate you jumping on right off the practice field. Win that free throw competition tomorrow, man.
I got you. I'm going to bring it home to the O-line room.
There you go.
Proud, man.
Appreciate you.
Proud.
Tyler Guyton here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Dude, love that answer. Yeah, because I was expecting, I don't know, maybe I'll take a week off or here and there. Not for him. He's going right to work, man. Get stronger, get ready for camp, and you got to like that attitude.
Everything that we heard after Terrence Steele's rookie year, you're hearing about Tyler Guyton. Now, we know Terrence Steele had a rough rookie year, and he had an incredible year, too, and that earned that big contract. And then there's been injuries. But if Tyler Guyton improves the way Terrence Steele improved, then that's the growth that the Cowboys need to have a successful season.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, in that offensive line, I guess, we look at this with the weapons that have been brought in for Dak Prescott, the receivers, the running game, all of that kind of stuff. Really, the biggest question mark on offense is that offensive line. How are they going to do? Will Tyler Guyton be better in year 2 than he was in year 1? How about the rookie in Booker? So if there is a question mark on offense, I would say that has to be the biggest one, and we're not going to know until they hit the field in September.
And that's it. And how good is Booker as a rookie? But again, even you look, and I'm very curious to see the new offensive coordinator, who's really an O-line coach, because he's a non-play calling offensive coordinator for Schottenheimer. What changes does he make, or what is his influence on that offensive line group? And again, I think that was such an important hire for Schottenheimer for a couple of reasons, but the biggest is Zach Martin isn't there. So Zach Martin, I think, could help cover up and communicate a lot of mistakes or making the right calls at the line of scrimmage. You don't have that guy anymore. So you've got a bunch of young guys. You don't really know how good they are. You have an idea of how good you think they can be. So that offensive line coach makes such a difference. And I remember a few years ago, and you forget all these offensive line coaches' names, but remember there was a year where there was somebody there and they fired him mid-season, made some changes, and you immediately saw a difference. And you're going, how does that make a difference? But there's something to it. And the fact that their offensive coordinator came in as a highly respected O-line coach, we'll see.
Yeah, just different techniques and I guess stuff like that. Not sure. T-Ziz will be the leader of that group, I would assume. He's going to assume leadership. I'm talking about Tyler Smith. And T-Ziz, is that?
T-Ziz, yeah.
T-Ziz?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be the leader of that group. And so we'll see. But they are a young group, and it's just going to – for Guyton, we ought to be able to see it right away. He's at such an important position on that offensive line. And last year he was flagged so many times. And this year, that's got to go away, and he's got to be better than that. And he certainly sounds like he's dedicated to getting better.
And think about Tyler Smith, rookie year, penalty issues, got cleaned up, he's developed. And it's just such a jump. Cooper Beebe, solid rookie year.
No doubt.
Terrence Steele, he's one that also has to rebound.
He's got to rebound, too.
You know, the difference is when you look at an offensive line that has 3 first-round draft picks and a third-round draft pick, they better be dominant.
Well, they have to be. I mean, the Cowboys have invested a lot in that offensive line, and it has to pay off because I don't care how good your wide receivers are. If Dak doesn't have time to throw the football, you don't get it to him. I don't care how many running backs you bring in and who they are. That offensive line doesn't produce. Those running backs are just running backs. And so that offensive line, it all starts right there. So hopefully they will improve, and we'll see. But I love Guyton's attitude. I thought the attitude was fantastic. I kind of like Peter J. Holt's attitude, too. We were about to talk about him. Then Tyler Guyton stepped in. Have no problem with that because we're going to go back to Peter J. Holt. Talking about Spurs Arena and Project Marvel and kind of giving a little bit of insight maybe into some of the different things and how this whole thing is going to work. We'll hear from Peter J. Holt on the Spurs Arena coming up as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know what day it is, Joe, right? You know,
Hump Day.
It's that means Wednesday. That means steak night at the Roo Pub. 12-ounce ribeye, your potato, your salad for $19.95. Can't get a better deal than that anywhere in town, and it is a fantastic steak, I promise you that. And you got NBA Finals. It finally resumes tonight, so you can go get a great steak and then watch Game 3 of the Finals on those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And, you know, I say it all the time. When you go to the Roo, go hungry. Tonight, it's steak night. Any other night, you think about the biggest and best wings in town. I love the fried shrimp there. You know, they got about 15 different burgers on the menu, great appetizers. Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. And it's steak night tonight at the Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. You know, the Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5 Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules, and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Well, just having too much fun today.
I guess so. Well, I guess, what an honor, right? If you're Brian Wilson, to have a song like that, calling you a genius. And
he was a genius.
Yeah, well, they were a hell of a band. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Musical genius.
Musical genius.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he might have been a genius in other ways, too. Who knows?
Sure.
Maybe he was a math whiz.
Doubt it.
Don't know. Could he surf? Those dudes all better have been great surfers with all the surfing songs they sang. Just saying. You don't know the answer to that?
I don't, but I'm just, Kettle. I mean, neither one of us are great football players. You're sure aren't a great golfer, but we talk about it a lot.
Well, I'm a hell of a golfer. What are you talking about? Best golfer in this room. including the glass box of fun.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Just saying.
There's some truth there, but I mean, it's pretty low bar, sir.
Well, I guess. It's all right. Fine.
I've never claimed to be a good golfer.
Well,
I'm a good beer drinker while chasing down a little white ball.
You are good at that. It just seems to reason the guys at least enjoyed surfing. I'm sure they did.
I mean, it's possible.
Of course,
there were
possible.
videos.
Well, I'm going to have to. That might have to be on the homework or Google or something because.
What?
I want to see if these dudes surfed.
Who cares?
Well, I care because it makes the song go down a little bit. If it's.
Does it?
It does.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I really don't want to listen to Beach Boys anyway. That's all right. Wow. I'm just saying, I don't know. That's like, wop de wop de wop de wop.
What?
That's what that is. That's all it is. 50s stuff. What the hell?
The hell's wrong with you,
I
right?
don't know, man. I'm in a great mood today.
Dude died.
I know he
and
did.
You're in a great mood, trashing his.
What do you want me to?
His music,
You want me
saying
to
he's
cry?
not a no, but respect, man. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, that's fantastic. And now I'm sure his family's not listening. Or maybe they are. Who knows?
I doubt it.
But he's not. And it's like, what the hell does he care? I'm just saying.
I mean, at this point, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
There's somebody out there that's really upset that Brian Wilson passed away today.
Well, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that Brian Wilson passed away
I
today.
can tell the compassion. What are you, cramping?
No.
You sound like it.
I didn't know this was going to be a tribute to Brian Wilson today.
I didn't either. Pledge plays the music. I respond to it.
All right. I got you. Okay. It should be a tribute to Peter J. Holt, although...
Wow.
I'm just happy the guy is talking. And we reached out to the Spurs. You've reached out to the Spurs. We're trying to see if he would come on this fine show and visit with us, but we have had no response just yet as to whether he will or not. But he did talk yesterday at the Bexar County Commissioner's Court as they're trying to get more or shed more light, I guess, on this whole Project Marvel and in particular the Spurs Arena.
Now, yesterday at the Commissioner's Court, at least one set of numbers we found. A potential $175 million tax proposal Bexar County voters could be asked to consider in November is just one of the funding streams. And apparently there was a vote yesterday, and, all right, cool, we got that part seemingly headed to the ballot. I don't know.
Well, perhaps, right? I mean...
Well, it still has to go to the ballot.
Well, sure, but they've got to get some other things done, or is that part all done? The way I understand it, they've got till August the 16th or the 14th to get this thing on the November ballot, according to an article from KSAT.
Well, and what we don't know is total numbers and how much are the Spurs going to put in. Now, Peter J. Holt, after the meeting yesterday, talked to the media for about 10 minutes. It's pretty fascinating 10 minutes because the questions that we all want answered, he still doesn't and quite honestly can't answer. Like, how much will the Spurs chip in for Project Marvel?
Well, the Spurs have always invested in the partnership. It's called a partnership for a reason. The public-private partnership where there's public money and private money, that private money comes from the Spurs. And so that structure historically has worked really well, where the public puts in some money from visitor taxes and the Spurs put in money. The issue that we have right now on maybe frustration or lack of clarity is the project cost has not been completed. And so we need to finish that. We need to work together with all the stakeholders, the rodeo, UTSA, where the land is, the city, the county, our advisors to look at, hey, what's the project going to cost? And then we can figure out, hey, what's the best way to ensure that that partnership going forward is just as successful as it has been in the past. I know that's a long way to say I don't know, but we're going to work together with our partners to figure out what our investment is. And what I would say is we're ready to invest. As you just saw, or hopefully the community saw, we just put over $100 million into a new performance campus in San Antonio, and we've been dedicated to the building of the Frost Bank Center, to the renovation of the Frost Bank Center. We've put a significant investment in those, and we're absolutely going to do the same for this project.
Well, and that's good to know, but I promise you, people that are going to be voting on this are going to want to know. And that's the thing. Now, I mean, it's just the bottom line, because that's what everybody's going to say. Well, why are we doing this for the Spurs? And people are going to want to know what the Spurs are going to put into the pot.
And until, as he said, they don't have final numbers yet.
Right.
Now, the tax yesterday, the commissioners approved the verbiage that will be sent to the comptroller to then approve the verbiage that would go on the ballot in November, basically raising the venue tax from 1.75% to 2%. I'm surprised at this point that they don't have the final numbers. Like, all the stuff that they've been putting together isn't that what they're working on? But apparently, according to Peter J. Holt, we should know that in the next 2 months.
Yeah, I think in the next 60 days is a really important time for all of us to ensure that we understand really the detail of all the funding mechanisms and the overall project cost, and some of the I would say, over and above aspects of the project, like the Frost Bank Center and what the rodeo needs, like the surrounding area of the urban core project that we're focused on. I think that's what is still to be determined, but we have about 18 months of work ahead of us, so it's not like we're starting from scratch. We just have to really dig in and get into the details and the fine points to make sure that we have a world-class arena that our community deserves and can enhance the Bexar County and San Antonio, but also make sure that it's done the right way with a conservative budget.
A conservative budget. Now, November 4th is the election.
Mm-hmm.
That's the election day. And county commissioners still have to order that election, or at least this part of it, to be put on there by August 18th. So that 2 months or that 60 days kind of marries up.
It does. And again, he is very, very, very much aware that people are concerned when you start talking taxes. But Peter J. Holt wants you to know, dude, it's about it's the visitors, it's the hotels, it's the car rentals.
I want to be clear about one thing, is that the funding mechanisms that are proposed and have been used in the past structurally are dedicated to venues. And they come from outsider tax. They come from when tourists come to Bexar County and rent a hotel or rent a car. And so they're predominantly not they are not being a burden on San Antonio residents or Bexar County residents. No, and so that funding structure is set in the structure that has worked and has been mutually beneficial for now 25 years. And other communities in Texas, it's been very beneficial as well. And so I think that structure and continuing that structure is a very viable pathway for mutual benefit.
Well, it is, and it's worked well. But keep in mind, that part of it, according to this article, is only about $175 million.
Yeah.
So
out of $1.5 billion deal, that's I mean, but every nickel counts. And look, everywhere you travel, there's always a lot of taxes on your hotels. Saturday night I'll be in Houston for the Metallica show. I'm going to help build whatever the next building is there, because I'm cool with that. I think most people get that, but that's $175 million. What about the other? Then it got a little bit testy, and I'm not sure who was asking the questions, because they were all news types, not sports types. So I don't know who was asking the questions, but the idea for the people that are like, why are we going to spend any kind of public dollars for billionaires to have a new arena? He then goes small market. Come on, dude, we're the only pro team here.
The structure that's been in place for 25 years for the Frost Bank Center allowed for the Spurs to punch above our weight. Look at the other teams that have won 5 championships in the NBA. The Lakers, the Bulls, the Boston Celtics. Is there a common theme of those? They're not in the bottom size of markets. We're the 26th largest market in the NBA. We're one of only 4 other teams that have the same ownership since this whole family's been involved. And so for us to enable the future decades of success like we've had for 25 years, there has to be a collaborative partnership. There just has to happen.
It's interesting because I know where you're going next with this, because the question's going to be asked, right? If it doesn't get built, what happens then?
I think that to be very clear, there's no Spurs without San Antonio, and there's no San Antonio without the Spurs. And so our family, our community, our leadership, the Spurs, we believe in abundance, and we know that this project is going to be transformative, and we know that it's going to be of really high positive impact to our community and to our urban core. It'll increase accessibility, it'll increase option, the economic development will be huge, and so the Spurs need this and want this to be successful, and we truly believe that our fans, our friends, the people that we live and work and go to school with are going to support this wonderful vision.
And if they go to town?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Whoa, let him answer.
Appreciate it.
Oh.
Boy, that's a great PR person.
Oh.
That question, no, we can't answer that.
Hey,
Gotta
10
go.
minutes is up. Let's go.
Gotta go. We're late for our next meeting at Starbucks.
Holy, I mean, now I think we all know. They've been here for 52 years. They moved here in 1973. I know they have no desire to move, but if they don't get the help in the public building, and it's what teams do, ask the city of Seattle about their Sonics as they're watching the Thunder play in the NBA Finals. It's part of it, right? So there is a partnership. There will be private money, but for a guy that has been steadfast, we ain't going anywhere, wrote a beautiful letter for social media about we ain't going anywhere.
He did.
When that question gets asked, to not answer it, even if he was lying, to not answer it and for PR to cut him off.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean,
but it's the reality.
Well, sure.
I mean, PR's that we're not going to let you lie to people.
Why not?
I don't know.
People do it all the time.
I just thought that ending was holy cow. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a bizarre ending, and you got to go. But if you're Peter Holt, I mean, you can stop your PR person and say, I need to answer this question. Absolutely not. We're not going anywhere. We'll get this done, or we'll figure out a way. I mean, that would have been the way to handle it, I think. But he didn't, and so look, that threat's always going to hover.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to, and it's going to hover over this thing for the election if this thing is on the ballot in November, which I fully expect it to be. But again, and I've been saying this forever, these kind of things, at least he's talking. Because when did you ever hear from Peter J. Holt?
Not often.
He's talking now, and while he says some things and then some things he doesn't say, at least he's talking. But they've got to be transparent. And the major thing, whether they know the answer or not, can they not give a percentage? Yeah, we're going to put in 10%, 20%, whatever the case is. I think that could be out there.
And look, I can understand, and I don't know this, but I would imagine the Spurs as an organization want to put in the least amount of money out of their bank account as they possibly can.
Well, sure.
That makes sense. So if they're not going to say we're putting in 5%, 8%, 31%, because you don't know what that final total is. You know, if they're $175 million in $1.5 billion, you know, and that's part of the problem. No matter what number they put in, people are going to trash it, saying it should be more. Just human nature, unless they're at 50%, which you know it's not going to be. They're the only major pro sports team in town, and they have that leverage. And that answer does make you wonder. Or non-answer, actually, makes you wonder, because that's the reality. And I thought that was odd that they would cut him off right there. Now, granted, it was right about 10 minutes, and if they would have said, we've got 10 minutes, but still you answer that question. Or you don't abruptly end it the way that was. Like they were ready to cut that thing off. No more, no, don't answer that one. As soon as that was the thing. What happens if there's a no vote?
Well, thank you very much.
All right, good night, everybody.
Gotta go.
What?
Tip your waitress.
What?
Yeah, that was a weird ending. Again, transparency is going to be the best thing for this thing. And not only what the Spurs are going to put in, what private investors are going to put in, all the things they've talked about, they need to lay that on the table. Even if it's what voters are going to vote on is a small pittance of what this project's going to cost, there's going to be those people out there that are against it. They're not going to want to do a thing. And you've got to lay it out on the table and be transparent. And the fact that it's going to take 60 days is troubling as well. This should be done, shouldn't it? I mean, they've been working on this thing for a while. I mean, this should be done and laid out. I was told they were waiting for the election. The election's over.
And you wonder how much the election and the fact that it was Gina Ortiz-Jones that got elected affects things. Of the two candidates, she was the one that seems like she's going to be harder to convince to get behind. So, and I'm not sure about some of the city council members where they were. I know they're going to have all these community meetings, but if we don't have final numbers, what's the point of having the community meetings when there's one question that everybody wants an answer to before they can make an informed decision, right? Like I'm trying to get a project done at my house. You get a couple of bids and, well, it could be this, could be that. I don't know. Well, until I know exactly, I can't pull the trigger on this project, right?
Exactly right. I mean, and that's only right. And we don't know is kind of weird because I think there would be something, a percentage. Even if the Spurs came out and said, the whole Project Marvel thing, that's the city's business. All right, we're talking about the arena, and for the arena itself, we're going to put in X percentage of dollars.
And I gotta believe, even if he doesn't want to share it, they have those. They have to have those numbers now, don't they?
I would think
so.
Now,
I get right now with tariffs being what they are, trying to get actual costs of what things are today versus what they were a year ago, what they might be in 3 years. There's some variables in there, but I think you kind of build those in. But what are they going to learn in the next 60 days that they don't know now? If their projections are that far off between now and 30 days from now or whenever they put their next PowerPoint together, that seems a little odd as well.
Well, he said they had 18 months worth of work ahead of them, but they didn't start from scratch.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it is or what it is, but the fact that he ended that press conference that way is a little disturbing, quite frankly. It really is. You know what else is disturbing, Minix? You and your hockey.
What?
Yeah, your hockey.
Well, hockey's not disturbing.
It is disturbing.
Wonderful.
It is transforming 9-year-old children
for the better
into people that want to fight.
Get off my lawn.
That's happening in Florida.
That's where you're going with this?
It's happening in Florida.
What state did you just say?
Transforming little small children.
In what state?
In Florida.
Do I need to say more?
Well, I'm just saying.
It's what state?
Girls want to fight because they watch hockey.
Cindy Lauper told me they just want to have fun.
Not this one. She wants to punch you in the mouth. That's what she wants to do. Ha! We're talking about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Father's Day kicks off early Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So we had a huge new business pitch.
Attention, all hands on deck.
When, boom, our only printer was fried.
Up in smoke, like your chances of landing that account.
Well, I just sent the file to Staples. Devin, the print associate, was on it. She had it printed and bound same day.
So where's the drama?
There wasn't any. Staples made it super easy.
Inconceivable. For the product, services, and experts you need, Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Ready to order?
Yes.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, we have the latest in the Kevin Durant trade rumors from ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania. The Suns and Durant's business partners have reportedly met several times over the past week, and they are considering trade options. The list of teams that want to trade for KD include the Spurs, Rockets, Knicks, Timberwolves, and Heat. And Jerry Jones going to be a TV star. Yep. The Gambler and his Cowboys drops on August 19th.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a great hump day.
Hump day.
Come on, man. Get in the mood. Get in the thing. It's hump day.
Your voice crack on that?
Hump day.
Did you hit puberty?
Never. Well, I might have. I am young. When it's time for change.
Wow, man.
Oh, my
Brian
goodness.
Wilson dies and you hit puberty again,
Yeah, exactly.
man. You're just trying to relive that
right.
time frame.
He was a little bit before my time, believe it or not. No, it's very true. About 20 years before.
Well, no, yeah, because he's 82 years old.
Absolutely.
But I mean, when they were popular, you were hitting puberty.
I guess so. Maybe still a little bit before my time. I don't know when the...
It's right in your wheelhouse for today.
I don't know when the...
I mean, them and the monkeys. I mean, you got it all.
I don't have an autographed Mickey Dolenz poster, though.
Me neither.
Okay,
I don't even know who Mickey Dolenz is.
Whatever, dude. All right, you can hide it if you want to. That's fine.
Why would I hide it?
Hey, we're the monkeys. We got the Beach Boys, the monkeys, people dying all over the place. Peter Holt threatening.
Beep, beep, and bleep, bleep.
The general, John McClane.
Speaking of UTSA, I just saw this on Twitter. 15 days left in their 35% off promotion for 35 days for that Texas State game.
Wow.
So if you haven't got your tickets yet, you want to save 35%. That promotion runs for 15 more days.
Well, that 20 days went by pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Wow. So get in there. I wish we had an update. Are they selling tickets? Are they afraid to give an update because they don't want people to know?
I don't know.
That'd be kind of nice to know.
It's all on Twitter.
I hope that thing is packed.
I do. I hope they break the record.
No, I do too. I really do. I hope that thing is packed. So, We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ticketmaster right now. It looks like they've sold a whole bunch of tickets because, yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Go get them.
What do they need? 51,000?
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
I don't
50.
remember.
What was the attendance record? It was that first ever game against Bacon State. Or Bacone or whatever it was called. I just remember we're playing Bacon State. 56,000, 58,000,
It was
something like
in that neighborhood somewhere.
I'm gonna 56.8.
Can you read that?
In change? No, I can't read that. Good Lord, no.
That sounds
I don't even
right.
know. Even if I had binoculars on, I don't know if I could read that.
56 and change, I want to say.
Yeah,
I see. I can see AA Best Bail Bonds there.
Well, they made a big donation for UTSA baseball.
Oh, nice.
Part of that big match that April Ansira and Jason Thompson were doing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep.
That's great.
Good
It really
stuff.
is good.
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about
No, nothing
now,
at all, but
thanks,
that's
Fletch.
okay.
Yep.
You're looking for attendance numbers, but that's all right.
That's
Fletch.
what I thought he was looking up.
I did too.
What was that record? Somebody out there knows.
Well, in the meantime, let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, it would take a 9-year-old girl to figure out
Disturbing
how to sell Joe Reinagle on watching hockey.
Disturbing
Yeah,
story.
I've been trying to tell Joe hockey is so much fun. You would love it. It's fast. It's violent. You got all this stuff. And then a TV station down in Miami, for whatever reason, they interview a 9-year-old girl about what she loves most about Florida Panthers hockey.
Okay, peel back the curtain a little bit. We interviewed 9-year-old Sophia here before the game, and I asked her what her favorite part of Florida Panthers games are. Sophia, what is your favorite part of Panthers games?
The fighting.
The fighting. Okay, so now I have to ask you, now that it has become the big story from this game, what did you think about the fighting, especially in that third period?
It was really good, and I really liked how they punched each other a lot.
Now, did you feel like the Panthers won the fight in addition to the game?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So do you want to be our Local 10 fighting hockey expert?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the Panthers did kick their ass on the ice, that's for sure.
You think about that game 3. First 2 games went to overtime. Game 1 was OT, game 2 was double overtime, and then Florida just dominated game 3. And then towards the end, Edmonton picked a fight, and then they got their ass kicked. So there was a lot of fighting at the end, but Florida took care of that as well. I mean, I know we're going into game 4, the series 2-1, but it almost feels over.
Wow, it's over.
But a 9-year-old sums it up for somebody like Reinagle. Dude,
well, I'm feeling very sad for that 9-year-old.
Nah, dude.
Very sad.
Come for the fights and enjoy the hockey when a hockey game breaks out.
Poor girl. She didn't even know who won the fights.
She's pretty sure it was Florida.
She's pretty sure.
She's pretty sure.
Yeah.
She's 9.
I know. Corrupting our younger generation.
Oh, corrupting.
Hockey, fighting, and all this kind of stuff. What the heck is going on? Unbelievable. Give us an update real quick on Deion Sanders. He says everything's okay. I mean, we reported yesterday that he had some sort of an illness, and he was back home in Texas, not in Colorado. He says he's okay, and he'll be back soon.
But he didn't say what's wrong.
He didn't say.
So we have no idea if he's really okay other than, his social media post that basically says, God's got me. I'm good.
That's it.
I'll be
that's what
back.
he said,
I mean, an update that's not really an update.
He didn't say when, but he said, I'll be back.
Or what he's dealing with.
And
I think everybody says they're going to be back until they're not.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, ask Brian Wilson.
Did he say that?
Probably.
He'll be back?
Maybe.
His last show. See y'all tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. U.S. Open's kicking off tomorrow. You excited?
I am.
I am, too.
I either think Rory wins this thing or misses the cut. No.
Yeah, he's going to miss the cut.
You think he's going to miss the cut?
I don't think Rory gives a damn. He might as well just go on vacation, although he's got obligations on the PGA Tour that he's got to meet. But Pledge told me he shot 81 on his practice round yesterday.
I'd be happy with that.
Well, of course, I would too, especially this golf course.
Yeah.
Which they're saying might be the hardest golf course that the PGA Tour has been on in 3 years.
Well, I mean, the rough looks awful.
5 inches deep.
I mean, dude, honestly, they'd get a letter from my HOA if their yard was that way.
5 inches deep.
Yeah.
You drop a ball in that thing, you never can find it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I really don't think Rory's going to win this thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if he misses the cut. But the way Rory's been playing, it's either or. Like I don't think he makes the cut and then finishes in the top 25. He's either going to be in contention to win it or not even make the cut, which is bizarre.
Yeah, well, it would be bizarre. Scotty Scheffler's the best golfer on the planet right now. And, in fact, he is the biggest favorite to win this week that we've seen at the U.S. Open since Tiger Woods back in 2009. So Scotty Scheffler's approaching. He's still looking up at Tiger, obviously, but he's climbing that mountain a little bit.
But you're not going to make any money.
No, why bet on Scotty Scheffler? The odds there are no good. So if you're going to take a chance on somebody that's got some decent odds.
Well, and look, Scotty doesn't want you to bet on him. In fact, he's gotten rid of his Venmo because of all the people gambling.
I think everybody hears from fans, whether they have a financial benefit or anything in their outcome. That's why I had to get rid of my Venmo, because I was either getting paid by people or people were requesting me a bunch of money when I didn't win. It wasn't a good feeling.
Can you just find anybody's Venmo account?
Sure.
Really? Damn, I didn't know that. I'd have look up some bazillionaires and find their Venmo account and ask them for money.
Nobody requests money from you?
Not just at random, no.
Really?
No. You get people requesting money?
I don't have Venmo.
Oh. Well, I do. I like Venmo.
It's weird because we have the same bank as my kids, so when we got to transfer money, we just transfer money or use Zelle.
Zelle is
right?
good. Yeah.
I've never had Venmo, but when I need to Venmo somebody or somebody's Venmoing me, it all goes through my kid. It's like, Erica, send so-and-so some money, or Erica, so-and-so is sending you some money, transfer that to your mother.
That's nice. When I my bookie on Monday, because that's when we settle up, said, do I have a Cash App? I said, no. I've been doing business with you now for a while, and we always go Venmo.
I'm not a fan of Cash App.
I downloaded it, and I'm like...
Not a fan of Cash App.
No?
No.
Well, I'm not using it either.
Yeah.
Venmo.
Pledge just requested money from you.
You did? All right, thanks.
So what happens? So you request money from Joe?
Well,
and he just sends it to you?
Well, you can decline it, but...
Why would he decline it?
I don't know why he would either.
Well, I can't imagine why.
I can also see his history, Rob Thompson paid him for that first round on April 19th when we were at the golf club in Texas.
That's true. He did. Yes, he did.
RJ Ochoa?
Yeah, paid me because I won a bet on the Masters. Well, I finished third.
Dude, I'm not a fan of that at all.
I know. That is kind of weird, isn't it? Now, see, you can see everybody's, people that make, and I look on this thing sometimes, and it's like, well, that's my daughter, Casey. Look at that. She paid some girl named Sarah for groceries.
What?
I'm just saying, you can see all of that. That is kind of a weird thing.
And I know your daughter and she's pregnant, but I mean, groceries.
Groceries.
Sounds like, she's paying her dealer. You know what I mean?
Well, they had a beach trip, so I think it was that.
Well, yeah, but it might, but it's like, he did my lawn.
I don't see your request here, Pledge.
So that's what they're calling it now.
Yeah.
Beach trip.
Beach trip, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what
groceries.
I do? You know what I do on Venmo when you put that slice of pizza on there, because you can put little symbols, and because it asks you what's it for.
And you always go pizza?
Just pizza, yeah. And he does the same thing, so I'm like, okay, it's just pizza.
Gotcha.
That's all it is, pizza.
Just getting a couple slices of pizza from a guy.
That's all it is.
Come
Once
on.
a week.
It makes sense. It's because you're winning all the dough.
See, I didn't realize that.
You got to be smarter than the Venmo, man.
Speaking of pizza, July 4th is coming up.
That's a bad segue. That's really bad, Ryan Egel.
But Joey Chestnut, remember that guy?
Yeah.
I thought he retired.
No.
He wants to get back in.
Well, I mean, remember last year, he was not a part of the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest because he got greedy and did a sponsorship deal with Impossible Dogs.
That's right.
And,
which is stupid anyway.
Well, I mean, they got a lot of money, and so, so
like joining the Live Tour.
And they didn't do it last year, so you got a champion that admits, I got an asterisk because Joey wasn't there, and he tried to do his own thing with Kobayashi or whatever his name is. It was on Netflix in August. Nobody watched, but he ate like 83 dogs.
Holy cow.
Well,
I hope
they
don't
need
let him
Joey
in.
Chestnut.
Well, they do, but
yeah.
He needs to leave. Retire with Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, he's still the champ.
Well, he is.
I mean, if he can put away 83 dogs, why would he retire?
Well, he shouldn't, but he shouldn't have made a stupid mistake and go eat fake hot dogs.
He took the cash.
Exactly. So you take the
now
cash.
Now he's going to come back and he's going to get more cash.
Now you got to live with the bed you made, pal. That empty hot dog bun, enjoy that with an impossible wiener. Jeez.
Speaking of impossible wieners, Mark G on our YouTube says he zells his girl money and always puts for last night.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I'm sure she loves that.
I'm sure she does.
I'm sure she does.
I think that's great, man. That's hilarious.
Uh-huh.
NBA Finals finally resuming.
The what?
Can you believe it? Yeah. Believe it or not, it's still going on. I don't know if you know that or not, but I'd kind of forgot. It seems like it's been so long since Game 2. But, yeah, it returns tonight. Game 3, Indiana, Oklahoma City all knotted up at 1 game apiece. Plus, one of the funniest things, and the New York Knicks serves you right.
Here we go.
We'll tell you what that is when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. The Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nigel, why does our office look like a casino?
I call it employee engagement.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to hit the jackpot on comfort with Quarter Moon's Lucky 7's AC tune-up. It's just $77 for a complete 7-point inspection.
Excuse me, bossman. I've got a good feeling about that slot machine next to your desk. Joel, I couldn't get an advance on next week's check, could I?
Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating for your Lucky 7's AC tune-up. Just $77. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Dude.
Oh, my gosh. Pledge, you're killing me with that.
Dude, he's dead.
I know.
Brian
he's dead.
Wilson passed away. Where's your compassion?
Well, I have a lot of compassion for the
can
man,
tell.
but do I have to listen to his music?
I mean, that's generally what happens when somebody dies. You know, Pledge bumps back with their music throughout the day, especially if Pledge really liked him.
He must really have liked him.
Do you really like some dude named Mason Moore?
No, I don't even know who the hell that is.
Mason Moore, call in 210-656-3776. There might be a prize for you.
Now, I may have to do the same thing that Scotty Scheffler did, get rid of my damn Venmo. Yeah, Mason Moore requests $100. Oh, let me give it to you. I'll send it to you right now, Mason.
Well, you should.
Oh, sure.
Who is Mason Moore?
I have no clue who the hell that is.
Mason Moore, you're clearly listening. Call in, man. We got to talk.
What are we talking about? Are you going to give him $100?
No, you are.
No, I'm not.
You are. He requested it.
I think he should have to give me $100 now just for being an ass.
Why is he being an ass?
Well, seriously?
You said earlier, yeah, people can just request money.
Apparently they can.
Shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot.
Now I'm a little pissed at Venmo.
Why?
Well, that's ridiculous that you can do that. Isn't it? It's horrible.
You didn't even give your Venmo out.
Well, apparently you don't have to.
You can just search it?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you think people have Scotty Scheffler and Venmoing him for money?
I don't know. I mean, I honestly, I have no idea.
You just search.
That's it. Yeah.
So
see?
somebody could search James Pledger right now and send you money if they want it.
They could.
Or ask you for money.
Or send it.
Yeah. Well, anybody wants to send money, go ahead.
Look, Mason isn't requesting from Pledge. He knows better. But you, Ryan Eagle? Sure, here's 100.
Yeah, I love you, Mason, but don't love you that much.
Now, if he asked for 10, would you have been...
No. The hell? I'm not handing money out. Like,
why not?
Because I kind of like my money.
Kind of?
Yes.
Maybe?
I like it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Mason, if you want to call in at 210-656-3776, call in.
Beg?
Beg.
No, we're not going to make him beg.
We're going to make him beg.
I appreciate.
He's still not getting the damn money.
Well, he's not going to call now.
Well, dude, I don't care what he does. I send somebody I don't know $100. People that know me have a hard time getting money out of me.
Trust me, we know.
Yes.
I appreciate him shooting a shot.
Well, you might as well, right? Dude, call Scotty Scheffler or John Rahm or Phil Mickelson. Do their Venmo. They've got all the cash.
Wow.
And do one of those live guys that just, left for the cash. They got it all sitting there. They give a few away.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Well, why not? I wonder if Scotty did.
No, he got rid of his Venmo because people would do that.
Well, now I'm going to have to, too. I just got another one.
Who now?
Some dude named Jason Ullman.
Jason Ullman, call the show.
Yes, $3.50.
See, send it to him.
Send
it to him. Be nice.
You give me $3.50 and I'll send it to him. How about that?
I'll give you half of that to send to that dude. I think
anything.
that's cool,
well,
man.
It's awesome.
I mean,
dude, I have to get rid of my damn Venmo now. You know what a pain in the ass that's going to be?
Not really.
Yeah, it is.
No, you don't have to.
Son of a.
I mean. You got a dude that asked for $350, a dude that asked for $100. I think one of these you should bless them. I mean, just randomly.
Yeah.
One of these.
Let me do that.
One of these lucky listeners. I'm gonna buy your lunch.
No.
Why?
Well, first of all, $3.50's not buying lunch, and I'm damn sure not paying $100 for somebody's lunch.
Well,
how about that?
I mean, you could.
I don't even do that with Pledge.
I mean, well,
he gets chicken strips.
I mean, or barbecue station or whatever. But I mean, $3.50. Maybe you're just buying this guy a coffee in the morning. I mean, it's just, not that fancy Starbucks kind of coffee, but it's coffee.
Yeah.
You gotta start vetting your stories before you bring them to the air now.
Look, I get Justin Guerrero.
Well, of course, Justin's gonna ask. How much did Guerrero want?
$69.
Of course, $69.
Right? Yes.
How appropriate.
I got it. And that's some dude named Jonathan Coke.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. That's how I'm pronouncing it. He wants $1,000. So
right after 69.
Nice, there you go.
Look, Jason Ullman even has the balls to call into the show, and he only wanted $3.50. What's up, Jason? You're on the Blitz.
Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Good, man.
I mean, I'm reasonable. What's wrong with just $3.50? I was in Chick-fil-A, and they got my order wrong, and that shake that I ordered they messed up came out to about $3.47. I'm not going to ask for $3.47. Come on, Joe, give me $3.50.
Oh, you want me to round it up? Why didn't you round it down and ask for $3.40?
Well, who does that?
You know what? Because hey, no, we're tight like that.
Yeah, we're tight like that.
So actually, I think the bigger headline here is Chick-fil-A got something wrong.
I know.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
It never happens.
That never happens.
Wow.
Are you sure you ordered correctly? My guess is you ordered wrong, man.
See, that's the problem, Jason, because you're sharpshooting, and me and Joe go back and see. There you are. You're just on my case. Shooting me down.
I tell you what.
I think you should. Get Jason a new beverage over at Chick-fil-A.
Hold on now.
He asked for $3.50.
Lisa Gillespie just paid me $1.
See, so now it's only costing you $2.50 for Jason.
Wow. Gillespie,
I
thank you
appreciate
for
you
that.
coming over the good side.
Yeah, well, I really. You know
exactly.
What? I tell you what, if I ever see you in a Chick-fil-A, I'll buy you a shake. How about that?
You're lying. Just send the man his money.
I already declined him. Sorry.
Oh, you already declined him. Hey, Jason, are you a fan of Louis the Singer?
No.
All right. Are you a baseball fan? You want to go see the Missions?
Man, no, I'm not a baseball fan. I'm a basketball, football guy. Give those tickets to somebody who.
All right. Dude, you're a hell of a guy, man. I may have to send you $3.50.
Well, I mean, you've already declined them. I mean, but here's a guy who's not going to just take something for the taking.
Hell of a guy.
He is.
Hey, we should be friends.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed that Gillespie only sent me $1.
Well, how much do you think you're worth, man? I mean,
more than $1.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man? Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hang on.
Oh, it's Blitz talking to him.
All right. Jonathan, you're on the Blitz. What's up?
Yeah, I just requested Joe $1,000.
$1,000? No, come on,
wow. Dude. Now, dude, you gotta be
he's crying over
right?
$350, and you're gonna be greedy and ask for $1,000?
Hey, I need tickets to the UTA&M game.
It may cost you more than $1,000, buddy, unless you just want one.
Well, I requested $1,000 from Jason also, so we can go together.
Well, see, now I know you're lying because I don't have Venmo.
Oh, I thought you did. I guess wrong Jason. Hopefully he'll send it to me.
Well, maybe he will.
He might. Honestly, I do not have Venmo.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Your best bet for A&M Texas tickets, call my buddy John over at Awesome Tickets. And $1,000 gets you in the building. Yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
Right.
Hey, sorry, dude.
Hey, and by the way, how do you say your last name?
Coach. Just like the Koch brothers.
Okay.
Coke, okay.
All
right, good.
Because Joe thought it might be something else, and he didn't want to say that on the radio.
I thought it was Coke, but it could have been the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people who, have a 10-year-old mindset think it's like that.
Well, of course.
Hello, Ryan
Hello.
Eagle. Yes.
You listen to the show at all?
Yeah. Appreciate you, Jonathan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you got to give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
There's nobody even offering that.
Well, I think the 69 offer was that.
Well, maybe that was, but Justin, I
think he might be into that.
Well, those car salesmen, man, they'll do anything for a sale, right?
Exactly.
That's it.
You saw that photo he sent the other day.
Wow, that was, wow.
Thank you, Gillespie, for
you're so sweet, Gillespie.
Sending a whole $1.
$1
to Joe.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Spend it wisely.
Give that to the dude on the corner, I guess.
I mean, what? The pledge is the dude on the corner. I mean, sad part is that isn't even enough to get anything out of the vending machine in the break room.
That's absolutely true. They rob you in there.
You should send $2 more, Lisa.
That's very sweet of her, though.
And that's our thoughts on the NBA Finals Game 3 tonight.
While everybody else is trying to pick my pocket, Lisa, she's putting money in there, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Or is Lisa lulling you into a false sense of security to where you accidentally accept and instead of sending money, asking for money?
That's just Lisa reaching into the pocket and leaving something.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, my goodness. All right, that was funny, y'all. Enough with the Venmo, all right?
All right, Scotty Scheffler. All right, Scotty Scheffler.
I think everybody hears from fans, whether they have a financial benefit or anything in their outcome. That's why I had to get rid of my Venmo, because I was either getting paid by people or people were requesting me a bunch of money when I didn't win. It wasn't a good feeling.
No, it's not. And I can only imagine, Scotty Sheff, the amounts of money they were asking for.
You want to read this text from Gillespie?
Let's hear it.
I was just hoping to shut him up.
Wait a minute. Hello, Pot. That was sweet, Gillespie. Whatever your reasoning was, that was very sweet. So I know that's not your reputation, but that was very sweet.
What is her reputation?
Well, sweet doesn't come to mind when I think of Gillespie.
What comes to mind?
She's a lot of fun. She's
sweet.
No, sweet is not. I'm not sure she would like to be called sweet.
So you're going to talk about a woman that doesn't want to be called sweet.
Well, I'm just saying. I thought that was sweet. I just said that was extremely. And then she throws that over there. Like,
no, you said it was sweet. You were mad that it was only $1.
Well, I was.
You get mad when somebody asks for $3 or $100 or $1,000.
Oh, jeez.
Or 69. You got another request?
I did. Some guy named Derek Owen. Requesting $100 here.
There you go, Derek.
What the hell is going on in this world? I'm gonna have to get rid of my Venmo.
Nah, you're fine.
I'm gonna get rid of it and do like a fake name.
Can you do that?
I don't know. I have no idea if you can do that or not.
I'm just impressed that people. I'm impressed. I'm an idiot. I don't know how that works. The fact that I could just find anybody in the world that has Venmo, see their payment history, which is weird, and request money.
It's crazy. Just anybody. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that either until Scotty let the cat out of the bag, and now
you know. Now you know.
Now everybody that listens to the show is Venmo or finding somebody's Venmo to ask for money somewhere. I'm going to do that to my daughter. You think if I requested $100?
Well, it depends on which daughter.
It's exactly right. There's only, there's a couple of them that might be able to do it, but
yeah,
then there's 3 that wouldn't. So they try to turn that around. Are we talking NBA basketball?
Maybe.
Maybe. Holy cow. I think we should at least start there because we had to make fun of the Knicks. And maybe we can find the Knicks Venmo. I could be their Knicks coach. They make a lot of money.
They do.
They do, but a lot of people turning them down. We'll talk the NBA playoffs, basketball. Peter Hall, I don't know. No more Venmo. How about that? It's off the deal.
What's your Venmo?
At Jason Minix. We're talking to something when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me talk about something that is fantastic and something you can do that's not going to cost you a lot of money, and that's go play golf out at the Golf Club of Texas. This place is incredible. If you haven't been out there lately, you haven't been out there. If you haven't seen the improvements that they've made to this golf course, you need to check it out. It's fantastic. Golf cart paths, brand new, all over the golf course. They've resided all over the golf course, and they got these really cool, they call them Xeriscape patches or whatever in different places, but it just adds color, and it's really kind of nice. And they've also got these brand new swanky tee box markers that are pretty cool too. Look, the point I'm trying to make is it looks like a country club, one of those swanky ones. It's swanky, but it's not a country club. It's open to the public 7 days a week, and they offer some of the best course conditions and some of the best and friendliest staff that you'll ever want to meet. And the food is fantastic too. You've heard me talk about the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. That place is fantastic. The burgers out there are awesome, but anything you order out there is awesome. And they've got any kind of beer you want, plus any kind of cocktail that you can think of. They can make it for you there at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. Look, even if you're not a golfer, you want to go out to the Tin Cup Bar and Grill and have dinner, have lunch, you should do that. Get out there and enjoy that place. And it's not going to break the bank to have lunch or dinner at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. The Golf Club of Texas. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road. You know where it is, right off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out there for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, having your next tournament, think about the Golf Club of Texas. You need to check them out. Best rates always online, golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. The Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Father's Day kicks off early, Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion, hosted by Marissa Gomez, realtor with Real Broker. If you know a dad who deserves some extra love, bring him out for family fun, live music, and delicious food and drinks. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. There's always something special happening at Lion and Rose. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. for the Father's Day kickoff at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Oh, man. You see, that's why Hump Day is one of the best days of the week. It's just a fun day. It's almost as good as Friday. Everybody's in a good mood on a hump day.
So you screwed all these listeners by denying their requests on hump day.
I declined them, yes, politely.
You politely did.
Politely
you
declined,
are violently in the break, hitting that decline button.
I was. It was a polite decline.
Was it?
Yes, and I appreciate all y'all asking, but you were declined. It's okay.
Do you have to accept the money from Lisa, or can you decline that?
You know, I don't know about that. I didn't see a decline.
You accepted that, huh?
Well, I didn't accept anything. It's in there, though, and I appreciate it.
Lisa. Got a whole $1.
A whole.
Now you owe her. Good luck. Good luck.
That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, now I really don't like Scotty Scheffler. I hope he doesn't win this week.
Decline. It sounds like all those New York Knicks coaching requests.
Well, exactly. And from what I've heard from different reports, it's like when the Knicks called the teams like the Mavs, the Rockets, or the who's the other one? Timberwolves.
Yep.
Bench. They just kind of hung up on him.
You fire a coach, you figure you have a plan.
You would think, but it's the Knicks.
No. You either have a deal in place with somebody, or a couple of people that you're sure you're going to be able to get. Now, maybe this is part of their due diligence. Like, we know who we really want. But let's see if Jason Kidd is available. What about Ime Udoka? Let's see. Everybody good here? Yep. You get strong marriage? All right, good. Ime, can we talk to Ime? Nope. Listening to Shams describe this, Shams Charania, kind of interesting.
As I reported last night and this morning, the Knicks made permission requests over the last 24, 48 hours on Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Ime Udoka of the Houston Rockets, and this morning, Jason Kidd of the Dallas Mavericks. All three were given swift denials. I'm told. I'm told. Like these were the reactions. Teams are saying no, hanging up. Teams are saying F no. Teams are saying like having the owner call and say, what is like we're not doing this. And so I think like those were the reactions that I heard from those three denials.
You know, that's just arrogance on the part of the Knicks, is it not? To call up teams that have coaches under contract and say, hey, can we talk to your guy? That just sounds arrogant to me.
Well, can you not offer a trade? Or don't you kind of figure, let's take Jason Kidd for an example. Maybe Jason Kidd is just mad at the Mavericks for the Luka trade and making him be the face of the Luka trade. And he wants the New York job. Through back channels, if you're New York, don't you kind of know that? But you got to get permission.
You have to.
I mean, can Jason Kidd not go to Nico and say, dude, I want out? I don't know. You just wonder. And again, contracts, penalties.
That's what I mean.
You can't quit and then go take a job. But are they making these calls without some back channel knowledge of, I'd be interested in leaving the Rockets for the Knicks. I'd be interested in leaving the T-Wolves for the Knicks. It just makes the Knicks look like such a, I'm going to steal your line, a clown show.
Yes.
I mean, that's what it looks like, yet you got to believe they have a plan. They have a list in mind. But whoever now gets that job, you realize you're like option 9.
Exactly. Well, I thought they had a guy, the assistant with the Cavaliers, that they were looking at, and so obviously that doesn't happen. Now, Jason Kidd, let's see, that's Jason Kidd. So apparently, he's got it doesn't show the Dallas Mavericks. He just signed an extension, however, last year in May, 2024. So, guy's making a lot of money with the Mavericks. But I mean, think about that. We'll use Jason Kidd. If the Mavericks said, okay, you can talk to him, then Jason Kidd's going to go, well, what the hell? Do you not want me? I mean, and the other coaches as well.
I think there's if Jason Kidd wants out, this is a good out, and can it be mutual? Can you trade him? I mean, you've kind of seen stuff like this before. Jason Kidd would have to want to leave Dallas to go to New York. Right now, is New York a better job than Dallas?
I don't think so. Not with Cooper Flagg coming there.
I mean, but again, true. But you still got to hurt Kyrie and a often hurt Anthony Davis, right?
You got a Derek Lively though, who should be healthy, and he's a good young player.
Again, Dallas is good, but in a stacked West versus going to the East with a stacked East team. I don't know. I mean, then you look at from all the coaches and what are the Knicks going to do, and then the other big free agent news is really what's happening with Giannis, right? Especially if he ended up in New York, which doesn't look like it's going to happen because, at least right now, it doesn't even appear that there's a trade market for him.
Right now, there is no Giannis Antetokounmpo trade market. There is no Giannis Antetokounmpo trade discussions. He has not asked for it. The Bucks are not looking to trade him.
There you go. So, but look, I mean, Giannis has got to figure out, and if I'm Giannis and you want to stay in Milwaukee, you got to say, hey, well, what are you going to do? We need some pieces, and right now we don't have it. I'm all you got, basically. And so, I mean, that would be a question if I'm Giannis. If not, I'd want to go somewhere. I mean, he's 30 years old. Not that he's over the hill, but, I mean, you might want to take a shot at another championship if you're Giannis.
Well, and again, I mean, you look at New York is coming off their best season in, 25 years?
Yeah, they fired their coach.
And they fired their coach. Do they blow up their roster? What coach is going to come in? They've tried to get 3 big-name coaches that currently have jobs and apparently were denied for all. Jay Wright has said no, he'd rather be retired. It's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
But the job feels like, I don't know, partly because it is New York, and you talk about the Cavs assistant, is this job too big for a rookie head coach? Could you imagine being a rookie head coach and you get the New York Knicks who just went to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Boy, it'd be tough. Yeah, that would be tough. I don't know. There's still some guys out there, though, right? The guy that got fired in Denver?
Yeah, Mike Malone.
He's still available.
All the retread coaches are available. Coach Bud, Mike Brown. I mean, you know that there's a long list of guys that have had success that are available for the New York Knicks if that's what they want. And it's interesting that they would want a Jason Kidd. And I get why they would want a Jason Kidd. Mavs, no, we can't even talk to him.
Well, Ime Udoka, I get that.
But again, don't you think if you're the Knicks, I mean, we've been around sports long enough. Everybody listening right now has been around long enough. Do you really think they just picked up the phone without any idea of knowing that person is interested? Hey, can we talk to Jason Kidd? If they didn't know that Jason Kidd was interested, you know, those back channel conversations that are always going on. Because if you're the Knicks, you know it's going to get reported. You know it's going to get out there, and you look like idiots.
Well, they are idiots.
Well,
the Knicks are idiots. I mean, they are, and they have been, and they collapse like a cardboard box. I mean, it's horrible. They always do. In fact, that they lasted as long as they did in the playoffs is a shock. You got 2 guys that play no defense on that team. Look, it's just they're the Knicks, and then you fire a coach who's more successful than anybody. They're a clown show. You said it right. They are the definition of a clown show.
I mean, it is James Dolan. But their GM is good, or I thought he was. It just, were you just saying, hey, man, we're looking at every possible candidate. But then how do you fire a coach that goes to the Eastern Conference Finals without a plan? Generally, you fire somebody knowing you're going to hire somebody that you think is better. Yeah. Not hoping you find somebody that's better.
It's just pure arrogance. That's all it is. I can't think of anything else. Well, we're the New York Knicks, and Jason Kidd or Ime Udoka or Finch, they'll slobber over each other to get here. And nobody did. Nobody wants to go there because it is a first-class clown show.
Stop.
It's ridiculous,
They're slobbering over each other.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous.
We understand what the sound effect means. So.
Arrogance. That's all it is.
Arrogance going into Game 3 tonight.
Well, I mean, for the Pacers, obviously it's not a must-win in the true definition, but they need to win this game. They lose tonight, this game could be over in 5. I just think because if they haven't figured out how to penetrate the Thunder defense, then they're not going to. But I expect Rick Carlisle to have some sort of a game plan that's going to get Halliburton more active, get him going to the rack, and they're going to play better tonight.
Now we know Indiana struggles in Game 3s all postseason. Oklahoma City right now favored by 5.5 going into tonight.
I'm taking the points.
And Oklahoma City in the points?
No, I'm taking Indiana plus 5.5.
Indiana plus 5.5. I'm trying to think what I heard Rick Carlisle say yesterday. Have they won a quarter yet in this series?
Well, they won the fourth quarter in Game 1.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But they had a lead for all of a second.
I think they've led for like 2 minutes in both games.
The span is of the 96 minutes. The Thunder have led for 91-47 of that.
There you go. Look, the Thunder are the better team. I don't think there's any question about that, but I just think I like Rick Carlisle. I think he will come up with a plan, and I certainly don't see Oklahoma City winning the next 3 games in a row. I think the Pacers win at least one more, and I think tonight is the game that they need to win.
And again, need to. But if in Oklahoma City, it's interesting because this series kind of feels like the Denver series, and could it follow that game plan?
Yeah.
I think I'd be a little surprised if Indiana won tonight and Oklahoma City actually trailed in this series. Although I would like to see what they look like down in a series, then needing a really must-win kind of thing in Game 4.
Was it Denver that beat them by 40?
Yeah.
That was Denver, wasn't it? Yes. So,
and I don't see that happening.
Well, no, I don't see that happening either. I don't think Indiana can do that, but I think they can stay with them, and that's all Indiana has to do. You got to stay within shouting distance of them. And look, Indiana's going to shoot better tonight. I just feel like they're going to. They shot so poorly in Game 2. They're going to shoot better tonight, and I just think it's going to be one of those games that it's going to come down to the end, like all of these games probably will, or most of them, and Indiana will have a shot.
No, for it to get to the end with them having a shot, Tyrese Halliburton has to play better in the first half.
He does.
He has to have a big first half.
Yep.
If he puts that kind of pressure on himself, it's either going to be really good or really bad for Indiana. But it's going to be interesting to see the adjustments Rick Carlisle's trying to make, but then how does Dagnall anticipate those adjustments, and what are they going to do? SGA is going to be SGA.
Sure.
How is Caruso going to be? I mean, there's but for Indiana, it's all about Tyrese Halliburton, and can he do what he's done in the second halves? Can he actually do that in the first half and the second half? Can you get a solid 48 from him?
I think you're going to see him be aggressive right from the get-go tonight. And I'm not talking about – he's been trying to get other people involved. I think you'll see him tonight be aggressive and try to get some of his own and get inside the paint and do that kind of stuff early on in this game, which is something he hasn't done. We'll see. But I like the Pacers plus 5.5. Lots to talk about as we roll into the 4 o'clock hour. Peter J. Holt talking about the Spurs arena and those kind of things. And Jason, what's going on at UTSA?
Dude, this Pat Hallmark contract situation is one of the more bizarre stories. I mean, you think it's weird having the Knicks call the Mavericks, say, hey, is Jason Kidd available? Hang up. No. Pat Hallmark apparently doesn't have a contract. His contract expired on June 1st.
I thought it was supposed to go through 26.
We'll explain.
Yeah, we'll try to explain when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. These folks are so nice, family-owned business, local company, and they're just the best in the business. I don't see how you argue that. Look, Stevens Roofing has been in business for a long, long time, and you don't stay in business, especially in the roofing business, if you're not doing it right and you don't have a very long list of satisfied customers. And Stevens Roofing does. They're the absolute best in the business. And right now is a perfect time to get your roof checked out before we really get into the heat of the summer. And these thunderstorms keep coming. They're in the forecast again. I know it rained hard last night at my house, and we're expecting more rain tonight. All of that stuff takes a toll on your roof. You want to make sure that it's okay. And right now, when you call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994, they're going to send a crew out to your house, and they'll check out your roof. And they'll let you know what's going on up there. And you can trust what they have to say. If they tell you they think you need a new roof, I would trust them to do that. If they say there's a couple of repairs we need to make, you trust them. Because I guarantee you if there's nothing wrong with your roof, they're going to come down and let you know that as well. That's just how they do business at Stevens Roofing and Solar. So call them up, 210-785-0994, or visit them online at stevensroofing.net to schedule your free inspection. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Why don't you call them now? 210-785-0994.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. Your home for the NFL.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
this just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/score. That's ethos.com/score.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ, that's JOEQ, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-924-7415. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415. 800-924-7415.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
NBA Finals resume tonight as the series shifts to Indiana for Game 3. The Thunder and Pacers all tied up at one game apiece. By the way, you can catch tonight's game when you're home for the NBA Finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 6:30. How about those Kevin Durant trade rumors? We're getting the latest from ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania. Suns and Durant's people are talking. Spurs, Rockets, Knicks, Timberwolves, and Heat.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a hump day!
Hump day!
On the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I love hump days!
Hump day!
Yeah. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We're all here. We're all together on this hump day!
Hump day!
Why don't you give us one, Jason? Come on.
Hump day!
That sounded like Carlos. What's his name?
Caleb.
Caleb. Carlos would be a good name for a camel.
Yeah, sure. I think.
Uh-huh. Oh, my goodness. It is a great hump day here on the Blitz. Having a lot of fun today, man. It's one of those fun days, and just a lot going on, especially when it comes to the Spurs. Obviously, trade rumors going all over the place. Project Marvel and that. But I think the question is, what the hell's going on at UTSA?
That is such a interesting question. And I want to be careful because I've heard some things, but I don't know factually if they are accurate. And if what I'm hearing is accurate, holy crap.
Yeah.
But what we do know is UTSA posted and announced a 4-year contract extension for Pat Hallmark that should go through 2026. Now, I was stunned last night, get home and I see Nate Ryan from Ken's 5 post a story about Pat Hallmark's a free agent. I'm like, wait a minute, what? How is that possible? On then JJ Perez, tweeted out that, a screenshot of UTSA baseball from 2022, August 8th of 2022, saying, we're just getting started. We've extended Coach Hallmark through 2026.
Huh.
All right. And so, math is not that difficult. He should have another year on his deal. So, but Nate Ryan had this article, and Pat Hallmark in the article talks about, his contract expired on June 1st. And then there's a statement from Lisa Campos saying that they're doing what they can, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, wait, how does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. And we've talked to Pat. We talked to him before they went to the Super Regionals, and there was never any mention of this, that I'm in the negotiations for a new contract or anything like that. It almost looks like a surprise to everybody that this has happened, and including Coach Hallmark.
Well, in the Ken's 5 article, it says, quote, "My contract is up," Hallmark said in a statement to Ken's 5. "I want to stay in San Antonio, but I want the program to be supported better than it has been." Okay. Now, we know when Pat Hallmark was on with us last week, he talked about needing more and called out UTSA's athletic director and president to support the program more. He said the same thing in Los Angeles after the Super Regional.
Yeah.
But at no point did he mention, hey, by the way, my deal is up. Now, you have a run like he's had over the last couple of years, especially this year. There are going to be universities coming after him. And if he's not getting the support, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. I know when we talked about this the other day, I had no idea this guy's contract was up. So him leaving would have been a surprise.
Well, I don't think anybody knew his contract was up. That's the problem. I mean, this is coming to a surprise, or surprising everybody, which is weird because there was no mention of that. No mention that this is the last year. No mention of any negotiations going on. So it's a very strange story going on at UTSA. And what Pat Hallmark did with the UTSA Roadrunner baseball team this year and what he's done prior, the guy, it'd be a hard guy to let get away at this point in time.
Extremely. Now, again, according to Kens5.com, Hallmark has maintained he wants to stay in San Antonio. When asked whether he was speaking with other schools, Hallmark declined comment.
Which means he is.
I mean,
because if he wasn't, he'd say, no, I want to be here. But if you decline comment, 9 times out of 10, you've been on the phone with somebody.
Well, and again, you don't have a contract, so if somebody's calling, you're going to talk to them.
Yeah, you're out of a job at this moment, right?
The reality, you just took a team to the Super Regionals. Lisa Campos should have been knocking on your door with a raise and an extension, and here's some of the support you're asking for. Not, I believe Lisa Campos, the statement from the school We're currently engaged in discussion with Coach Hallmark about extending his agreement. Look forward to him being the head coach of the Roadrunners for a long time. Pat Hallmark has done an incredible job as our baseball coach, consistently leading us to new heights and building a championship-level program, Campos said in a statement to Ken's 5. Okay.
I'm shocked that there's not an announcement like today after this comes out.
Again, the school announced he was signed through 2026. How is he out of contract on June 1st of 2025, according to Pat Hallmark?
Well,
and the school isn't denying that he's out of contract, according to Ken's 5. Now, I did reach out to Hallmark. I didn't hear back. Not surprised. But then I've heard some things, and if what I'm hearing is stuff like, holy cow, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You won't believe it. It's one of them. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it's got to be verified before we can.
Oh, yeah.
We say anything, but if that's what happened, that's going to be crazy, and boy, it could be some ramifications for somebody. Not sure, but we'll keep you posted on what's going on with the Hallmark situation. But that is just a crazy thing to happen over there. It was something that was so positive for the university to go to the super regionals, and then you get out of that, you're successful, you take this team farther than they've ever been, and then you have this problem come up. And it's almost like, regardless of what happened, after this happened, you're not talking to Hallmark about an extension already anyway, with just a year left, if that's what you thought, then that's kind of dropping the ball in my mind.
Well, again, even if he doesn't go to the super regionals, they just make it the Austin regionals and get beat. As well as they have played the last several years under Pat Hallmark, with the small budget that they have, you talk about doing more with less. Of all the teams left, there's that one team in the field that has like an $800,000 budget, and the coach cuts the grass that we've been hearing about.
Yeah.
That's the only school that's got a smaller budget for baseball than UTSA that made it as far as they did. But whether it was 26 or 25, how do you let his contract expire?
I don't know.
How does that happen?
You don't. You don't. I mean, the only way you do that is he gets an offer from a big school and you just can't match it. You say good luck and thank you for everything you did. But if what you've heard today is true, then it's just a mess. Yeah. So we'll keep you posted on what's going on with Pat Hallmark, and hopefully they can get that thing worked out, because I'd sure like to keep him around UTSA, because he's done such a great job, no doubt. We got to keep the Spurs around.
Yeah, well, there's that.
And Peter J. Holt said something yesterday that kind of leaves the door open for that. We're going to talk about it, and you'll hear from Peter J. Holt when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about my Connecticut Quality Water Softener. I absolutely love it. It is one of the best things that I've ever done and put in the house. I've had other water softeners before, but they don't even compare. They don't hold a candle to a Connecticut Quality Water Softener. It's unbelievable the difference that this thing makes. It's crazy. It is the most popular water softener in the market, and Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. What I love about it is you don't plug it in, though. It does not run on electricity, so there's no problems that things that run on electricity have. This thing runs on what they call kinetic energy. I have no idea what that is. All I know is it works, and it provides soft water to me and my family 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is just peace of mind knowing that thing is going to work when you need it to work. And right now, for a limited time, you get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they'll install right there at your kitchen sink. It's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. They're going to give you $400 for your old water softener. And how about some free money? 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. You don't want to wait. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. Why don't you do it now? The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873. You can also go online and check them out there at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Father's Day kicks off early Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
When it comes to vaccines, it's important to get the facts. The City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District knows that life moves fast and the last thing you want is to miss out due to an illness. Vaccines are safe and help your immune system fight off serious disease that can stop or change your plans. They protect you, the people you love, and can prevent you from getting sick. Let's get vaccinated, because when it comes to your health, it's time to get real about vaccines and get the facts. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the Big Wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know what I love about our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page is that there's always a good conversation going on in there. Sometimes it's what you and I are talking about. Sometimes it's something completely different, like right now, as a matter of fact, because Sam Amico tweeted out earlier today, not sure when that tweet came out exactly, but talking that he's heard that the Spurs aren't necessarily entrenched with drafting Dylan Harper at number 2.
Right. So this was tweeted about 3 hours ago. Sources: no guarantee the Spurs will take Dylan Harper at number 2. Duh. I mean, All right.
Well, it depends on who you listen to because, earlier this week, it's like it's a lock. It's a guarantee. They're going to take him. And, other people that, Spurs fans, it's a lock. They're going to take him. And if they don't, because, he's the next James Harden. So who knows what they're going to do.
Again, just to say there's no guarantee they're going to take him, oh, sure. I mean, now, have they worked out all the other dudes? I don't know that. That hadn't been reported. By all accounts, they're going to go number 2, but there's no guarantee. They could trade him. It's just it's that time of year, but I think anybody could have written that headline and got clicks.
Well, yeah.
And they're going to be right. Now, this
I wish I would have done that.
Sources. Sources. All right. You going to stay at 2? Maybe. Oh, no guarantee they're going to take Harper at 2.
Well, it is Amico, and I say that because the guy is, he's been doing this for a long time, and he is entrenched, and he does have some credible sources. So
now, in the article, a opposing scout tells Hoops Wire, quote, "Everyone in SA would love the Harper pick except Fox and Castle."
It makes sense.
I mean,
does I mean he's the same guy as those guys. Same dude.
Yeah, and the scout was laughing, according to the article. Hoops Wire laughing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe. Again, you gonna take 2, Harper? Maybe. No guarantee.
Well, that
headline.
We're going to keep hearing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Between now and June 25th. Yeah. So get ready for it. But look.
He writes, that said, no one else in the draft has been linked to the Spurs, including Rutgers teammate and forward Ace Bailey, who's widely projected to go number 3.
Yes, that is true.
Although would Ace Bailey be a better fit for the Spurs? But can you take the guy projected at 3 at 2? No.
Well, do you have to take this because he's projected at 2?
I mean.
How about you trade that pick, move up, get a player in return, plus you get to draft a guy that is going to fit your team?
I mean.
How about that? Is that the wildest of ideas?
You mean move back so you can get Knuppel?
Or either Knuppel or Kalachi. Malachi. Malak. How do you say his name? Malak?
Cayman Malak.
Malak.
Kind of like the Kalachis.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I'm just saying. I mean, there are other things to do.
Well, there's options. So there's So what you're saying is there's no guarantee they're going to take Dylan Harper at number 2.
Well, no, there's no guarantee, but there are options other than taking him because the way I see it, he is the same guy. So what are you going to do with Fox? With Castle? I mean, is there room for all 3 of those guys? I mean, I don't think so, and I don't think it solves a problem that you currently have right now.
Again, he's projected to be an incredible player. You're going to have some that are going to say you'd be an idiot to pass on this guy. You can't do it. I mean, he fell in your lap.
James Harden.
Yeah. I mean, he fell in your lap. You weren't expecting to be a lottery team. He fell in your lap. Got to take him. Generational talent. Does he fit? We'll figure that out. That's why the coaches make all the money they do. Make it work. If you're Brian Wright, if your best player available, that is Dylan Harper. If you're going for best fit, then you don't have to stay at 2. So if you move back, what can you get for that?
Well, you get draft capital and a player.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't trade it 1 for 1. You don't do that, obviously. But you get I mean, if you need draft capital and that's what you want, and I don't know why they would, but I mean, you're going to get draft capital as well.
What I know is, and we've talked about, this offseason is so important. What the Spurs, the decisions they make in the next couple of weeks when it comes to the draft, free agents, trade, Kevin Durant, whatever that is. This is such a pivotal offseason for the Spurs for what's on the court. And it's such an incredible summer for this organization off the court with Project Marvel. And yesterday, Bexar County Commissioners voted to approve to send to the comptroller verbiage for what's going to go on the ballot, basically taking the venue tax from 1.75% to 2%. That should raise about $175 million. Cool. All right. Fine. Peter J. Holt talked yesterday.
He did.
And for most of us, you don't know what that dude sounds like because he doesn't talk to the media very often. Now, we have had several requests to get him on the show, and keep checking the inbox for a response. So, but he did talk yesterday. KSAT 12 had this, and they put all 10 minutes of the interview on their website. And we pulled some of the highlights because we actually heard from Peter J. Holt yesterday. One of the big questions everybody wants to know, how much are the Spurs going to chip into this project?
Well, the Spurs have always invested in the partnership. It's called a partnership for a reason. The public-private partnership where there's public money and private money, that private money comes from the Spurs. And so that structure historically has worked really well, where the public puts in some money from visitor taxes and the Spurs put in money. The issue that we have right now on maybe frustration or lack of clarity is the project cost has not been completed. And so we need to finish that. We need to work together with all the stakeholders, the rodeo, UTSA, where the land is, the city, the county, our advisors to look at, hey, what's the project going to cost? And then we can figure out, hey, what's the best way to ensure that that partnership going forward is just as successful as it has been in the past. I know that's a long way to say I don't know, but we're going to work together with our partners to figure out what our investment is. And what I would say is we're ready to invest. As you just saw, or hopefully the community saw, we just put over $100 million into a new performance campus in San Antonio, and we've been dedicated to the building of the Frost Bank Center, to the renovation of the Frost Bank Center. We've put a significant investment in those, and we're absolutely going to do the same for this project.
Look, he's got an idea of what it's going to take and what they're going to do. He's just not ready to say it yet. I just don't believe that he went into that meeting saying, well, we just don't know yet because they're still working on this and they're working on that. You've got an idea of what you're going to have to pony up if you're the Spurs organization. I just don't think they want to say just yet.
They don't want to say, and again, to say they don't know what the final numbers are, and maybe there's some truth to that because of fluctuations in the market, tariffs, all that kind of stuff, and projecting what things are going to cost when construction begins in a couple of years. It's June 11th. Now, he said in the next 2 months, they will know.
Yeah, I think in the next 60 days is a really important time for all of us to ensure that we understand really the detail of all the funding mechanisms and the overall project cost and some of the I would say, over and above aspects of the project, like the Frost Bank Center and what the rodeo needs, like the surrounding area of the urban core project that we're focused on. I think that's what is still to be determined, but we have about 18 months of work ahead of us, so it's not like we're starting from scratch. We just have to really dig in and get into the details and the fine points to make sure that we have a world-class arena that our community deserves and can enhance the Bexar County and San Antonio, but also make sure that it's done the right way with a conservative budget.
A conservative budget, yeah. He's very good at talking and not saying a whole lot, but he's good at it. And look, they know they're smarter than this, and you know that they are, and their partners are smarter than this, and everybody dealing with this is smarter than this. They have a pretty good idea. They're just not ready to say.
And again, why not? Now, Spurs percentage, and I do think part of it, the private money part in a project that's upwards of $1.5 billion, whatever the Spurs say they're putting in is going to seem small, right? Is my anticipation. You know, they're not. I don't expect them to go halvesies. If they put in $200 million or $300 million and $1.5 billion, people are going to be really. I mean, and so I think there is some, by not saying, some damage control in advance, if you will, but also, you know, how's it going to affect us when it comes to taxes? And at least for the tourism tax that they're going to use, you know, Peter J. Holt was very clear yesterday, making sure that that's on tourists, not you.
I want to be clear about one thing, is that the funding mechanisms that are proposed and have been used in the past structurally are dedicated to venues. And they come from outsider tax. They come from when tourists come to Bexar County and rent a hotel or rent a car. And so they're predominantly not they are not being a burden on San Antonio residents or Bexar County residents. No, and so that funding structure is set in the structure that has worked and has been mutually beneficial for now 25 years. And other communities in Texas, it's been very beneficial as well. And so I think that structure and continuing that structure is a very viable pathway for mutual benefit.
I think he's right. There's no question about it. And the way I understand this, and I think I've got at least part of this correct, that what people will be voting for in November, if this is approved and on the ballot, which still has to happen, it's $175 million is what they're trying for, which is a drop in the bucket for the entire Project Marvel that's estimated to cost around $4 billion.
It is. And again, there's all the other taxes that are going to be there. And that's one of the things that, during the election, Gene Ortiz-Jones kept talking about, what about this, what about that? But these tax dollars can only be used for these kind of deals. And I'm sure she knows that, or she will, but, it's just trying to figure out what I think every fan wants to know. Total price tag, how's it going to affect us tax-wise? Where's the money coming from?
Right.
This from the county, this from the city, this from the private part. And you feel like it's going to get done. They're the only pro sports team we have in this town, and they've been here for 52 years. Ultimately, I hate the idea of threats, but he was asked yesterday, what happens if voters vote this down?
I think that to be very clear, there's no Spurs without San Antonio, and there's no San Antonio without the Spurs. And so our family, our community, our leadership, the Spurs, we believe in abundance, and we know that this project is going to be transformative, and we know that it's going to be of really high positive impact to our community and to our urban core. It'll increase accessibility, it'll increase option, the economic development will be huge, and so the Spurs need this and want this to be successful, and we truly believe that our fans, our friends, the people that we live and work and go to school with are going to support this wonderful vision.
And if they go to town? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. That lady stepped in quick. Thank you.
Wow.
Look, see, here's where I'm confused, and I mean this sincerely. And Jason, if you've got the answer to this, please correct me or educate me on this. If all the citizens are doing is voting on raising the tax 0.5%, and it only raises $175 million. If that was voted down, why would that kill the project if all the other money's coming from private investors and the Spurs? I mean, it doesn't comprehend. Voters aren't going to have to vote for the entire project.
No, I don't. To answer your question, I don't know. This is the Bexar County part. This $175 million, which apparently the Spurs want. Then there was the other thing that was talked about in the long-ass city council meeting that never ended, which talked about the infrastructure, the roads and everything around it.
Sure.
But to answer your question, and I don't know the answer to this, I'm just trying to use common sense here. If out of a $1.5 billion project, if say one revenue stream is voted down, $175 million, they'll find that money somewhere else.
Sure.
And so I don't know. I honestly have no idea at this point what could kill the project unless most of the, if not all of the public funding parts of it get voted down. But Peter J. Holt didn't want to answer that question, or wasn't allowed by his PR staff to answer that question yesterday. That abruptly ended it, because I think we all know what the alternative is if it doesn't get done. You know that. I know that. Peter J. Holt can tell me till he's blue in the face that they have no plans of leaving, and I believe him. They have no plans of leaving. But if they don't get a new arena, They will. They've got to be able to survive, especially as a small market team. He even talked about that. I mean, think about what San Antonio, what this Spurs organization has done as a small market team.
The structure that's been in place for 25 years for the Frost Bank Center allowed for the Spurs to punch above our weight. Look at the other teams that have won 5 championships in the NBA. The Lakers, the Bulls, the Boston Celtics. Is there a common theme of those? They're not in the bottom size of markets. We're the 26th largest market in the NBA. We're one of only 4 other teams that have the same ownership since this whole family's been involved. And so for us to enable the future decades of success like we've had for 25 years, there has to be a collaborative partnership. There just has to happen.
Has to happen.
Has to.
And I agree. I don't think that Peter J. Holt could build a $1.5 billion arena on his own, or the Spurs ownership group. I mean, it has to have. You look at who's in the finals tonight, Oklahoma City and Indiana. 2 teams, I like that line, punching above their weight.
Yep.
A couple of small market teams, both with very publicly funded arenas, and Oklahoma City's already working on their next one.
Look, it's going to be interesting. So there must be something more involved than just the $175 million. The why he needs, or that's a very important part of what they need to get this project together somehow, some way. So he needs the community support, and that's why they're going to push this thing. Hopefully, we'll get a lot more information as this thing moves forward and we get farther down the line. August 18th. And what the article in KSAT said is the date that commissioners have to approve whether this is going to be on the November 4th ballot or not. They say they sent it to the comptroller in Austin, so I guess the comptroller has to approve it, send it back, and then they can put it on the ballot. So a lot happening, but look, I'm pretty confident this is going to get done. I'm pretty confident it's going to get done.
I mean, ultimately, and I hate to say it this way, of course they're going to get it done. Think about all the crap that you've read about with the Chiefs and the Royals in Kansas City on the Missouri side. You know what Missouri did today? They said yes.
They said yeah. They don't want to. They don't want them leaving Missouri.
Yeah, all the here you go.
Yep.
And again, it's so good for the community. I mean, imagine if the Spurs left. We're El Paso.
Yeah, people from El Paso may be offended by that.
I doubt it.
They might be.
I doubt it.
Well, they could always move to San Antonio if they want to.
I mean, they could.
They could.
Yeah.
You know what they could do when they get here? They could go see the missions, and because we got a family 4-pack that we're giving away right now. 210-656. What is it? 210.
See, I knew you didn't know the number.
I can't do the 210 part.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 9.
I'm going to stop that 210 thing.
A family 4-pack of tickets to go see the Missions take on Frisco Tuesday night on $2 Tuesday out at Wolf Stadium.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. You know, the Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Vacation mode? Check. Don't forget your furry friend. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma offers daycare, boarding, grooming, and more. Discounts for military teachers and first responders. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, where pets play, stay, and feel at home.
Whoa! Tasty high note. Oh, hi, don't mind me. I'm practicing my new baritone sax. I just heard PayPal's paying for people's stuff every day for 100 days, and there's 10 million up for grabs. All you have to do is use PayPal checkout online. So there's never been a better time to buy a few things off the old wish list. Like this leaf blower! PayPal could pay for your purchase. The Great PayPal Checkout.
No purchase necessary ends July 18th. See official rules at paypal.com/thegreatpaypalcheckout/terms. Participating merchants only must use PayPal checkout online. Coverage of up to $100 and eligible purchases per card.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Well, the drama at UTSA just continues with the baseball coach, Pat Hallmark. He thinks his contract is up. UTSA thinks differently. They say he's still an employee.
It is bizarre. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. A lot of people are tweeting us about this now. At Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, because I tell you, Greg Luke in the Express News is reporting that the reason there is confusion about the job status of Pat Hallmark is a clerical error.
That's correct, which is what you found out. We've been talking about even before the show started. And
I mean, I heard this and going, you've got to be kidding me. So apparently, according to Greg Luca in the Express News, there was a salary amendment signed in September of 2024. And in that, remember, he signed a 4-year deal in 22. They amended the salary in 24. I don't know if it went up or down. I would assume up. But then listed the end date of the contract, May 31st of 2025, which is why Pat Hallmark surprised everybody when he told Nate Ryan at Ken's 5, dude, my contract is up. What? So according to the Greg Luca article, Athletic Director Lisa Campos informed Hallmark of the error when it was discovered this spring, according to a UTSA spokesperson. Other language in Hallmark's contract still lists a term through June of 2026, and the sides are working to reach a new deal. The school still considers him an employee. Pat Hallmark thinks his contract is up.
Well, this is crazy. Clerical error or not, I mean, it's crazy because, look, I think, this is just me spitballing, I think Pat Hallmark is trying to take a stand here and using this to do it because he wants some improvements to the facilities at UTSA.
He definitely has earned that. And I don't know if he's trying to make more money, although I would think with the run that he had, generally speaking, any kind of coach that has a run like that in college athletics gets a raise and an extension. That's, I mean, keep it going. Here, what do you need? Here's what we're doing. But he came on this show a week ago and talked about they need improvements at their facility, not only for practice, but games, stadium. The line he used was something along the lines of, you know, we've got a product on the field for somebody to come enjoy. We now have to have a seat for them to sit in. And he wants more for his program. He said that on this show. He said that in Los Angeles after the Super Regional. He said that to Ken's 5 yesterday. Quote, "My contract is up. I want to stay in San Antonio, but I want the program to be supported better than it has been." And the dude has all the leverage in the world right now because my guess is his phone is ringing. Because when you have a run like this, other programs notice, and if they're looking, Pat Hallmark's resume speaks for itself.
Oh, it does, and he deserves it, and that's typically what happens, especially when you see that. But remember, he said in Los Angeles after they were done out there that he wants a new facility even more than he wants more NIL dollars.
Yep.
That means more to him than NIL dollars. And when do you ever hear a coach say that? You don't. I don't know if it's as important in baseball as it is to the football team, for example, but either way, he wants new facilities. And look, if you're UTSA and you got a school coming in from the American Conference and you're playing baseball at that field, I mean, I can see where there's a little bit of it's, you know, inviting somebody into your house and there's poop all over the floor.
Well, I remember not long ago, not the current basketball coach, the one before that, said that, you know, when they bring recruits in, they would go anywhere but the condo.
Yeah.
Right? And, I mean, that's just the way it is. A clerical error. And, look, typos are typos, but when you're talking about legal documents and contracts, that is a massive mistake. Now, again, according to the Express News, Lisa Campos, when it was discovered, took that to Pat Hallmark. So even maybe Pat, makes it sound like Pat Hallmark was unaware of it, or maybe he was, and he was just wondering if Lisa was aware of it. Either way, while it's a surprise to all of us, it doesn't seem to be a surprise to them. But it does seem like Pat Hallmark is playing hardball here and saying, yeah, I'm not just going to amend that for the same money, or I'm not, you know, I'm not, I mean, if I'm technically a free agent, then here's my list of demands if you really want to keep me, and by all accounts, you do.
Well, what's going to be interesting to see, because the last paragraph in this article says that Hallmark is still set to earn his base salary moving forward, $215,000. So he's going to get a paycheck on payday. What do you do with that? Do you give it back?
Well, I mean, I guess that is an interesting question.
I mean, I don't know what you do. If he thinks he's not an employee and his contract's up, UTSA says, no, it's not. We still are going to pay you. You get a check on whatever day payday is at UTSA. If you don't think you're an employee, what do you do with that? Because if you cash it or it goes in your bank account, well, they're going to assume you believe you're still an employee.
Well, and again, I mean, it just shows up in your bank account, but I just wonder if the payroll department, when they set up for his paychecks, is it set to end at the end of May? Because that's what the contract said. Like if no check shows up in the middle of June or the end of June, whatever they get paid. And the amendment, so in 23, his salary was $205,000 according to the Express News, and they bumped it up to $215,000. for the final 2 years of the deal. And so, maybe this is Pat Hallmark saying, well, let's bump it up to $230 or $250 or whatever it might be, because technically, I don't know, I would think that they would be offering a raise after the year that he had.
Well, if you're Pat Hallmark, this is the time to ask for whatever you want. After you've had the most successful season in UTSA history, this is the time to ask for it. So he's obviously making a stand and using this to help in his cause, or at least he thinks it's going to help in his cause, and go from there. But it's going to be interesting to see who blinks first and what happens here, how much pushback will there be from UTSA alum? Will there be any? I mean, pressure on an administration is a good way to get things going. Does that happen, or is Hallmark out there fighting on his own?
That's a great question. I mean, Pat Hallmark got very loud for the first time since he's been there.
Yep.
Down the stretch. Part of it was success. He seems unhappy with the support that he's currently getting. He's made that pretty clear, and maybe because he now has this kind of leverage, and he knows that jobs are out there if he wants to leave, but he doesn't want to leave, and that's the thing. Typically when you're loud like this, it's because you want to stay, but you know that you have to get loud in order to get what you want.
Absolutely, you have to, and you have to sometimes threaten to go elsewhere to get what you want, and we see that all the time. But I think with his interview with Nate Ryan from KENS 5, he says the program needs to be supported better. It doesn't sound like he wants more money necessarily, although I'm sure that would be nice, but he wants the program to be supported. So he obviously feels that program is not being supported at all by the folks at UTSA. And there's not a better time for him to ask for what he's asking for than right now. It just doesn't get any better than that unless next year you go to the College World Series. But this is the time to do it, and he's making a stand, and he's doing it.
And budget-wise, and support is always financial, right? Per NCAA records, UTSA reported a baseball operations budget of $1.73 million in 2024 for that fiscal year. By contrast, University of Texas reported $6.35 million. Of the 16 schools that made the NCAA Super Regionals, UTSA's baseball expenses came in second lowest, only to Murray State's $858,000.
Wow.
And at Murray State, their coach has to cut their own grass. And they're going to the College World Series.
Going to the College World Series. How about that? I bet they're going to be asking for a little more support, too. I find it interesting in this article by Greg Luca in the Express News. It says that new facilities or upgrades to it are part of a 5-year plan moving forward. But obviously Hallmark would like to see that happen a little sooner than that.
Well, and I think that's that practice facility and kind of locker room area that we saw the drawings of when they were in the Austin Regional. He wants a real stadium that is, as nice as the local high school stadiums, that has a concession stand that isn't a trailer. And again, he brought up in Los Angeles, UTSA in 2025 has basically the same stadium setup as when he got to Rice as a player in 1994.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And when you think about that kind of perspective, you could understand the frustration. Now, admittedly, it's been a long time since I've been out to a UTSA baseball game. But those that have gone say, they did put in some bleachers last year. They're kind of nice, holds about 1,000 people maybe. But it's not fancy. It's not nice. And they certainly, it's not, what was the word he used with us? It doesn't meet the standards to host an NCAA postseason event.
No, the NCAA wouldn't approve it.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he's saying. They would not approve them playing there. So they would have had to have found a different place to play. Wolf Stadium wasn't available, at least at nighttime it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because the Missions were at home last weekend. So I don't know where they would have gone or what they would have done. But just that, because, look, UTSA is becoming a player on the national stage when it comes to athletics. And for the facilities to be what they are, for the basketball team, for the baseball team, I've seen the softball field out there. And the women were on the national stage this year. Unfortunately, their season came to a disappointing end. But, I mean, you're hiring good coaches and you're getting players and you're having success, and now you're going to have to pay for that success with better facilities because it's embarrassing.
And, again, that's on the athletic department to go raise that money. However you got to do it, go raise that money. It is interesting. I don't know from a legal standpoint, a clerical error, and what is obviously a clerical error, what holds weight in court? Now, the Express News says they put in an open records request to get a copy of the contract to go through it. So Greg Luca's reporting is basically what he's heard from a UTSA spokesperson. If the end date has one thing, but the rest of the language in there doesn't have the same typo, what do you go with? I mean,
not a lawyer, but
what holds water in court? Is it what the actual error or the spirit of the agreement? Because Pat Hallmark thinks he's a free agent because of a typo, where UTSA still thinks he's an employee because, dude, it was just a typo.
Yeah, and according to UTSA, he's still going to get a paycheck. So all of those things happen. So they think UTSA thinks they're in the right. Pat Hallmark thinks he's in the right. I mean, that's what we've got here.
And I think and it sounds like UTSA's athletic director, Lisa Campos, who, according to Greg Luca, was not made available for comment today. It sounds like they're working on, I don't know, a new deal or, hey, Pat, come on. It was meant for next year, right? I mean, but if you're Pat, you're like, dude, I need a raise, and this is what I need because I'm a free agent. It's interesting because if you just went to the super regionals, and any other coach that does that gets an extension and a raise, do you just say, yeah, I know what you mean. I'm good for next year at the same money?
Well, sure, but is his phone ringing? I mean, that could be another thing, right? And if that happens and somebody's making an offer that he wants to take or go somewhere else, then we're going to have a battle going on here in a courtroom, it sounds like.
Typo.
I mean, it could get to that point.
Clerical error.
So, yeah, that's tough. That's extremely.
I told you, if what I was hearing is true, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be over what? You're kidding.
Wow.
Seriously?
Well, it happens, but what baffles me is, aren't those things like looked over? I mean, if you're Hallmark or Lisa Campos or I don't know, President Amy. I mean, aren't you looking at this contract? Aren't attorneys looking at these contracts?
Attorneys are looking. I mean, somebody in charge of contracts or typing contracts. I don't know. I mean, but typos happen, right? I mean, sometimes you can file that into the bleep happens, right?
Yeah, but attorneys are paid to find that bleep.
Well,
that's the problem.
Beep, beep, and bleep, bleep.
Exactly right. The general right again, as always. I don't know. What do y'all think about this? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Or you can get us on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle210, at Jason Minix, if you want to comment on that. Or go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Like and subscribe our page there. You can comment there as well. Keep in mind those phone numbers start with 210. Okay, just I'm getting looks from Minix and Pledge.
Apparently, according to Shams, the Knicks have requested to talk to the Hawks' Quinn Snyder, and they were denied. Are they going to request to talk to Pop too?
Well, they might.
Good Lord,
they might not get denied.
Hey, Pat Hallmark, the Knicks are looking for a job.
Holy
Not sure if you have a contract or not.
What that? See, they're a clown show. The definition of a clown show is the New York Knicks, and it should be in the dictionary right there. Boy, Dallas Cowboys, second day of mandatory minicamps. We're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys football and a big thing coming out on Netflix about your Dallas Cowboys and that wonderful Mr. Jerry Jones. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions. And, of course, right now, it's summertime. You want to make sure your AC is ready to go, and they have the Lucky 7's AC tune-up for just $77, a 7-point AC inspection, so you can hit the jackpot with comfort this summer. That's preventative. Call Quarter Moon. If you have an emergency, definitely call Quarter Moon. 210-651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
On May 19th, 2025, Alpha Media Licensee, LLC, licensee of KTFM 94.1 Floresville, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for the transfer of control of KTFM's license from Alpha Media Holdings, Inc. to Connoisseur Media Holdco, Inc. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on this application can visit publicfiles.fcc.gov and search in KTFM's public file.
You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So, I was taking my side hustle full-time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, you can add the Atlanta Hawks to the Dallas Mavericks, the Houston Rockets, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, all of which have denied the New York Knicks' request to interview their current head coaches. Unbelievable. NBA Finals resume tonight. The series shifts to Indiana for games 3 and 4. The Thunder and Pacers all tied up at 1 game apiece. You can catch tonight's game when you're home for the NBA Finals, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6:30.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah.
That's only 2.
I need to go 3 more?
Yeah, well, I mean, you said you do 5 at 5.
I can do hump many times you want. Hump day!
Hump day!
In rhythm?
Hump day!
Hump
Need a
day!
cigarette?
Hump day!
Hump
All right,
day!
enough.
Yeah. Woo, that's tough. I'm worn out. Yeah. Yeah. Too poop to pop.
That is the world's smallest violin.
Oh,
Did you
my
say
goodness.
what?
I said too poop to pop.
I don't know that I've heard that one before.
Well, it's a lot of things you haven't heard, Minix.
I mean,
you've lived a sheltered life, obviously.
Apparently. That's not something you brag about.
Well, I mean, it is after 5 humps. Jeez. That'd take it out of anybody. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. And by the way, if you're getting off at 5 o'clock, congrats. You're over that hump. Wednesday's over for all intents and purposes. You can go home and relax. Congrats.
Is that what you're going to do tonight?
Probably. We'll watch a little basketball.
Yeah?
Yeah. Watch those Pacers knock off the OKC Thunders.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm taking them. I'm taking the points.
Yeah.
Plus 5.5.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking them.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if they don't win tonight's game, they're not going to win. So they got to know the.
So it's a must-win.
It's not.
I mean, you really
Well,
just said that.
technically. Well,
You really just said that.
It's kind of what I said, but
no,
that's
it's
not what I
kind
meant.
of what you said. It was kind of what you meant.
It's
like
not-
like a clerical error in a contract when it
That's
expires.
exactly what it is.
You know, what's on the paper and what's really intended.
Or
the spirit
or
of
like
what you meant.
Or like an NBA team calling every other NBA team in the league to ask for their head coach.
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Well, look, it's called being thorough.
It's called being stupid and having no plan after you fire the guy that got you farther than you've been in 25 years.
I mean, again, though, maybe they're just trying to be thorough.
Thorough. Yeah.
Thorough.
Well, let's see who's next. Plus, if you're Quinn Snyder, because what we're talking about, the Knicks, they've gotten shot down by 3 teams, the Mavs, the Rockets, and the Timberwolves, and now Atlanta has just shot them down. If you're Quinn Snyder, you're going, no,
Are
I'm
you
not
kidding?
4th.
If you're Quinn Snyder, you're thrilled. Holy crap. Somebody thinks I'm at the level of Ime Udoka and Jason Kidd. And yeah, I'm in that group, boss.
Yeah.
Atlanta, where's my extension?
Yeah.
Any clerical errors in my contract?
Yeah, this. He's next. Bucky Ball going to New York City.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my God. I mean, this is the weirdest thing I think I have seen in a long time in any pro sports. I mean, honestly, the Knicks calling all these, requesting interviews for that. It's just, I mean, it's not like any of these guys are out of their contract or about to be.
Do you think, like, I'll use Mitch Johnson as an example because, you know, this isn't going to happen.
Uh-huh.
But do you think Mitch calls Shams and says, hey, the Knicks just reached out to me. I hung up on them just to get the tweet out there. Do you think Quinn Snyder just dropped that Woj bomb, if you will, just to get his name in the mix? Because of all the people, that'd be, I don't know.
It's possible.
You know.
It's possible. It is. I mean, why not at this point in time? You know, throw that out there. I tell you, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that in my entire life. Maybe Shoddy's next. Can he coach basketball?
I mean, they have free throw competitions all the time.
They do.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of basketball being played up there at the Star.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a crazy story. All the NFL teams, though, were in their mandatory minicamps, including, obviously, the Cowboys. Micah Parsons today actually out participating in a lot of the drills, which kind of surprises me.
It does. He was doing some individual work, and the reason it's surprising is because he's risking injury. And I know the percentage is small, but saw reports today, Noah Brown at Washington carted off. No update yet on what the injury is, but generally when you get carted off, it's more than cramps.
Yeah.
So, and that's the fear when you're trying to become the highest paid defensive player. But Mike has been a solid team guy all the way through, and I think he knows it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. In fact, he even said, he's just waiting on Jerry at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it kind of come down to it, he gives the green light. He's the owner. He's pretty much what it takes to get anything done anywhere around here. So, it's up to him. But like I said, I'm going to still keep playing football. I'm going to keep showing up and preparing like, any other year.
Well, he did that today. And, again, shocked that he was on the field, but he is on the field, and he's showing the leadership. Look, I'm going to give the guy all the credit in the world for showing up when a lot of other guys didn't that are in contract negotiations. Not only that, he's on the field. And it's surprising. This Noah Brown story is nuts, and it sounds pretty bad, but this is what can happen, and it's an example. Noah Brown was just going through 7-on-7 drills.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that – I guess it was that long ago. But we all remember when Sean Lee shredded his knee in minicamp. I mean, it can happen. And when you're trying to get a new contract, now Jerry has shown, Dak Prescott, you can have a severe injury and still get paid. But there's reasons you don't go and put yourself at risk when you're trying to get that new deal. But one of the things with Micah, we know he's all in and turning into a leader. One of the things he talked about yesterday is an egoless, think about this, an egoless defensive line room.
One thing I told him off rip, when I got into the meeting, I said, man, this is an egoless room. I want everyone to win. Whether you'll be here in 4 years, whether I'll be here, I want all of us to succeed. That's the only way we'll win. We got to all want to see each other win. So if we got to sacrifice where we want to be sometimes and you catch someone else on the back end, that's just what it got to do. But there is no egos in this room. And I said, don't be afraid and don't take constructive criticism as a hate or heat towards you. Everyone gets it. I told them, welcome me. If I'm BSing, tell me to get the on. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to have that critiqueness into you to say, as a man, I got to take what I give, and I think I want that for the room. I think before you try to tell someone something is become an issue. Everyone, at the end of the day, everyone stinks. You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide it. We're all not perfect. So, that's kind of what I've told them early on. I'll be excited to work with them a little bit more in camp. I told them specifically, I'm happy you like to play on the right side because I don't like to do it that much. So when you're out there, I know I don't got to argue with you about it. But I think those guys is going to be great additions. But the thing is, I noticed with them, they just keep their head down and they just work. And I think that's a good sign early on, just working.
I learned something there. Did you know that? He doesn't like to play on the right side?
Yeah, he
said that before?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, and so Fowler will be on the right side. And you think about everything that could be coming. But again, he said all of us are going to make mistakes. All of our bleep stinks, right? But how do you he's saying all the things you want from your team leaders. And there's no doubt that he's saying those same things inside the locker room. It's going to be interesting when the podcast starts back up.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and again, I fully anticipate that it will, but does he seem to always throw teammates under the bus, or has he learned the we word and it seems like he has learned it's us, it's we, it's not I or you.
Well, it does, and he sounds like a leader. And again, I criticize him on his podcast when he says something stupid. And what he's doing right now, I think, are all the good things that he should be doing. And if Jerry's not taking a look at this and saying, all right, Micah is the guy, and we can entrust him with the truckload of money we're about to have to give him. And this, obviously it's got to get done, and I think it will. And I think what he's doing, it almost seems like those conversations that he's had with Jerry involve some sort of, you got to step up your leadership game.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you've got the shoddy effect with this new culture that does kind of feel like it fits Micah a whole lot better. So I don't know. I mean, the reality, it's Micah's been saying all the right things and he's doing all the right things to get that contract. It doesn't feel ugly yet. When we get to Oxnard, and he did say he's already rented his beach house in Oxnard. Whether he comes over to the River Ridge complex, puts on a helmet and shoulder pads, we'll see.
I just can't believe, and I should believe because it's happened, but I just can't believe it won't happen before training camp to get this thing, because things are going too well. Why would Jerry Jones want to throw a wrench into the machine right now? Honestly, whether it's
you're talking about Jerry,
I get it, but I just
it's Jerry
with things going as well as they are right now, with the culture change, with everybody talking about how great it is, and all of that stuff, and everybody on the same page, perfect attendance at mandatory minicamp, and all of that. It just seems to me that Jerry, now I'm turning on him. He needs to get this done. Why would you want to screw up a good thing?
Whether it's fair or accurate, fans, media, are going to point to what was announced today, and that's Jerry's priority. Announced today. Now, we've known this has been in the works for a long time, but Netflix announced today.
Yep.
The definitive story of Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, the Gambler and his Cowboys, premieres August 19th. And in the poster, it's Jerry and Emmett and Dion and Troy and Michael, and it says, the Cowboys you know, the truth you don't.
We talking about the White House?
I mean, I imagine that there's going to be all kinds of stuff in this. 10 45-minute episodes. And see, while Micah's twisting in the wind waiting for his new contract, it's easy to point and say, where's Jerry's priorities? It's stuff like that. They're talking about us. The Cowboys drama 365.
I suppose, but do you want to win or not? And I think if you do, why would you do that? Because I think if Micah's not there, then you got problems with everybody else. And so I don't know why you would want to bring that on, whether people are talking about you or not. This, you've assembled a decent team here. You've solved some problems. You've filled some holes. At least it looks like it on paper. Why would you want the drama now to screw everything up?
Well, and again, I mean, this Netflix series, right? Key figures of the Cowboys' glory days: Troy, Michael, Emmett, Dion, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, even President and Dallas resident George W. Bush makes an appearance in the show.
Oh, wow.
It's the glory days. It's the night. I mean, right? I mean, and granted, that's when he bought the team, had the immediate success. How do you get back to that? But no, stuff like this makes it very easy for fans to point and say Jerry's priorities aren't in the right spot. I don't know what Netflix is paying him for this, because they also have the cheerleader deal and some other stuff. But the reality is Jerry loves this kind of stuff, and we all know that. Now, you and I have been around Jerry enough. I know that man wants to win like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
But when there's stuff like this and what seems like an easy contract that can be done with Micah, it makes it easy to point to stuff like this and say that's why you're not winning. Your focus is in the wrong spot.
Well, and I'm starting to believe that, because he needs to get this done. That way you go into training camp with no drama, no issues. People are still going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys regardless. They're going to. You don't need this to have any issues or get people to talk about you. People are going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. There's no question about it. One of the biggest concerns they have, I think, on their offensively is their offensive line. That is to me, the biggest question mark of what they've done. They've gotten Dak some weapons. I think they've got a running game, but that offensive line has got to come through. We had the privilege of visiting with Tyler Guyton a little earlier in the show, and we wanted to he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. So we're going to replay that for you. Coming up, before we do, though, we've got some tickets to give away to Louis the Singer. That he's coming here to San Antonio. He's going to play at the Aztec Theater on September the 20th. If you don't win tickets right now, you can get them at livenation.com. What are you thinking?
Caller 12.
All right.
I was going to go Tyler Guyton's number, but I wouldn't do that to pledge.
What is Guyton? 72?
No.
69?
Caller 12, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. As Joe said earlier, we talked to a large man. You'll hear him coming up next here on The Blitz.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. The Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or alawyerforus.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
Offensive lineman Tyler Guyton joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, fresh off the practice field. Tyler, appreciate you jumping on down here in San Antonio. How was practice today?
It was amazing. I appreciate you having me.
No, it's always great to have you on here in San Antonio. Obviously, you know as well as anybody. I mean, it's a big Cowboys town, and everybody here in San Antonio likes to know exactly what you guys are doing. I just want to start with, we understand that Tyron Smith has come in, and you guys are working together. What are you guys doing, and how much are you working together?
I'm definitely in his ear, constantly. But he was here for Legends Day, and he just jumped on the field after practice to get a couple set-ins. But I definitely have a lot of questions for him and a lot of things that I want to learn about him.
So it was just, the Legends Day he was there, so you didn't reach out to him or he's reaching out to you. Is that something now that you kind of know him a little bit, you'll do that more of that?
Oh, I've already reached out. We've been in contact already. We got something cooking up.
Well, I would imagine for a guy like you coming in and playing an important position like you do at left tackle, to be able to grab the ear of a guy that is a Hall of Famer has got to be, that's just got to be a privilege, right?
It's such a privilege. It's a blessing to have, that type of mentor that, came before me, left a legacy like he did. I got a lot to learn from him. I'm going to be that annoying young guy that's all in his ear,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Now, I remember talking to you at draft day. You go through the rookie year. Going into year two, what is different for you as you approach this offseason?
Just changing my process around, my nightly routine, my habits, the way that I eat, the way that I sleep, how hard I push myself in workouts. It's just, I feel like I'm on a different level right now, and all I can do right now is elevate from what I did last year.
Tyler, you say that. Coming into the NFL, I don't know if any rookie knows exactly what he's going to be facing when you come into the NFL. Were there some surprises for you your first year?
Absolutely. Going into a whole new, type of organization, especially one like the Cowboys, there was a lot to learn.
When you look at improvements in your game, and obviously change in head coach, new offensive coordinator is kind of an offensive line expert. What are you learning now that you didn't learn a year ago?
I feel like it's more inner things, just how to take care of myself, make sure that I'm good so that I can be good for my team. But I'm learning a lot from these new coaches. We have a good 1-2-3 tandem with, Adams, Riley, and Coach Chin. And they pour into all of us at the same time. So we have all eyes on every position, every step, every hand. So we get good live feedback every play, and it's been really important for me.
Well, I tell you what, Tyler, you say that, and that just seems to be the theme coming out of Frisco these days is the culture, the attitude of the players with the new coaching staff, with Coach Schottenheimer. What is the culture like there? Does it seem different, and is it, I don't know, I guess more fun might not be the right word, but more interesting, more entertaining?
Fun is the right word. We're having a lot more fun in the building right now, and we get to do different things that we haven't done before. I've only been here a year and some change now, but it's a lot different than it was last year. And I'm really enjoying it so far.
Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Specifically, can you kind of get into that a little bit, the different atmosphere? I don't know what it was like for you at Oklahoma, but is it more college feel, like let's have some fun and then go kick ass and not just business 24/7?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's definitely a lot more fun right now. we have more team bonding, things that we have to do, and we've all been enjoying it, and we've really been buying into it to make us a stronger team.
Well, Tyler, what is it for you, man? Because we hear Coach Schottenheimer talking about free throw contests, and he calls some players out that don't do so well. And then I know the ping pong tables are back too. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I'm a basketball guy, man. I'm in here right now. You hear the basketball?
Well, I mean, dude, you're 6'8". I hope basketball is there, right?
Hey, me and Sam Williams tomorrow for the competition championship.
Really?
45 seconds, who can get the most free throws. Yep.
Nice.
All right, so wait, 25 seconds, who can get the most free throws?
45.
45 seconds.
And like 6 rounds about the one-on-one competitions and team meetings. It's really fun, man, but we've been getting real competitive with it.
Are you going home and practicing tonight?
I'm practicing right now.
We're practicing right now. Now, is this like on a Papa shot, or is it a real basketball goal?
No, we have a real 10-foot basketball goal in our team meeting room.
Nice.
Wow. That is nice. Well, I just love that because it just seems like there's just a fresh attitude around with everybody there. And perfect attendance for the mandatory minicamp. I mean, just stuff like that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Having the whole team here and all the guys and moving pieces is very, very important for, building chemistry throughout the team. So, the perfect attendance speaks a lot about, the coaches, the players and the culture.
Absolutely. Tyler Guyton joining us here on the Blitz. Now, I know it's June now, and a little more than a month we'll all be in Oxnard, California. When Joe and I get out to Oxnard and we're watching the offensive line, and I see Tyler Guyton, a Tyler Smith, and a Tyler Booker. So if I say, hey, Tyler, all of you are going to turn around unless you have different nicknames. What are all the different nicknames that you can tell us on the radio for the group?
For me, TG. For Tyler Smith, we usually call him T-Sizz. And for T-Book, we call him T-Book. So we usually go by the last names or nicknames.
So nobody goes by Tyler?
Nah, it gets way too confusing.
Yeah, it does, man. I mean, you guys need to get a couple more Tylers in there and just have the whole offensive line that way. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, well, it is. And again, you look at it now. Tyler Booker coming in. Now, all of you guys, playing big-time college football. He's from Alabama. He talked about, when we had him on the air, about going and getting some good barbecue up there in the Dallas area, but he's not, you're from Texas, you're from Austin area. Have you taken him to find some good barbecue?
I recommended a few spots. I'm a big fan of Hutchins Barbecue. That's the spot down here, man.
So what's your go-to at Hutchins?
I'm going with the burn-ins for sure. Probably, 2 pounds of burn-ins. Those are leftovers, for others as well. I like to get a nice beef rib. They're like big dinosaur ribs, a good beef rib. And definitely going with some sides.
Absolutely. Macaroni and cream corn and some beans, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 2 pounds of meat. I call burn-ins meat candy because that's what they are. But you're getting 2 pounds for yourself? Sometimes.
Dude, he's a big man. He's got a lot.
One beef rib is all you need. Get that dino rib and you're ready to go. Do you have a setup at the house where you smoke your own, or is it always going someplace?
Not yet, man. Hopefully soon I'm going to get that going, but I just go get some Hutchins when I'm feeling it.
I got you. Now, I'm going to give you a pro tip. I don't know if you know this, but the PR guy that you're working with, Scotty, that dude, he is great on a smoker. He can give you some good tips.
Great on a smoker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. That dude can grill. He can grill, and he'll always have a good cigar for you.
No doubt. He does that. Hey, Tyler, I got to ask you, when you guys get done with minicamp here, you have some time. What do you do with your time off before training camp?
Back to work.
Back to work.
This is the most pivotal time, to get stronger, get bigger, get faster, and get better. We can't waste this opportunity.
No vacation time for you, huh? It's just back to work, and you're going to work the whole time, be ready for camp.
Yes, sir. No vacation.
Nice.
Man, all I hear is, I know what I did my rookie year. I'm going to be better in year 2, right?
Yes, sir. That's the goal, man.
That's the goal. Tyler Guyton, man, appreciate you jumping on right off the practice field. Win that free throw competition tomorrow, man.
I got you. I'm going to bring it home to the O-line room.
There you
Make us
go.
proud, man.
Appreciate
Make us
you.
proud.
Tyler Guyton here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com.
Dude, love that answer. Yeah, I love that answer. I do love that answer because it was a great answer. Talking about he's no vacation time when he leaves.
I thought you were talking about
minicamp.
2 pounds of burnt ends.
What
for him?
Well, he is a very large man.
Yes.
So I could see him wolfing down 2 pounds of burnt ends.
And then a beef rib.
and
6'8", 320.
Dude, the guy, he's a big man. Interesting, though, 2 pounds. Now, you're a burnt ends guy. That's a lot, isn't it?
For the party that I had a couple of weeks ago, that was a pound.
1 pound.
That was 1 pound of burnt ends.
Okay.
In fact, I think on Friday, H-E-B had some pork belly on sale.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some pork belly burnt ends on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at Pledge making plans to come to your house.
Yeah, I'm off Friday. I mean,
he's still making plans.
He doesn't know where I live. But yeah, well, and again, a lot of people do what poor man's burnt ends using pork belly.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds pretty. Those burnt ends were good. That's the ones you got from Kansas City, right?
Yeah, those are brisket. Yeah.
So you order those. You still doing that on a regular?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I always have some ready to go.
Nice.
You too could order some.
Well,
I don't tell you when I'm doing those.
Pledge and I could come to your house on Saturday when you're gone and raid your freezer.
Why would you do that?
There's probably some cold beer there too, Pledge.
Yeah, but the alarm will be on.
Yeah,
you know how to work the Traeger, right?
Absolutely.
The alarm is on.
That's all right.
I mean, you wouldn't know how to work the Traeger.
I know how to work a Traeger.
No, I thought Pledge.
Oh. I can work a Traeger.
I was asking if Joe knew how to work.
Now, if the alarm goes off, so what?
Well, the cops come.
I know this guy. I work with him. He's fine.
It doesn't really work that way.
He's fine.
The cops won't do that.
Oh, they will.
Are you kidding?
He's fine. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, call him. He'll be fine.
Dude, you can't remember the area code here. Do I really worry about you remembering the code to my house?
Well, Pledge remembers it.
I'll change it.
This is a team effort.
Really?
Have fun at the Metallica concert.
I shall.
Jason.
Dude, have fun at my house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good luck figuring out the Traeger.
I want to have fun tonight because I want the Pacers to beat the Oklahoma City types and actually put my money where my mouth is. So talk me out of it, Minix. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We're talking NBA Game 3 after when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains. It's conveniently located over there in the Corey area. Extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to Ortho Now. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Game 3 in the books. The Pacers hanging on. And Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, Oilers and Panthers. Oilers looking to even it up. And, of course, we've got football. All that. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Father's Day kicks off early, Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion. Hosted by Marissa Gomez, realtor with Real Broker. If you know a dad who deserves some extra love, bring him out for family fun, live music, and delicious food and drinks. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. There's always something special happening at Lion and Rose. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. for the Father's Day kickoff at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
Hey guys, are you or your spouse looking to lose weight in time for summer? Head over to any Synergenics or Low T Center for prescription weight loss treatment options. If you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. Violence prevention is injury prevention.
911, what's your emergency?
Keep guns locked, secure, and out of reach of children. Firearms are the leading cause of death for people under 20. Never leave a gun in your vehicle. Stolen firearms are often used in other crimes. In a moment of conflict, don't let a split decision become a lifetime of regret. Never celebrate with gunfire. It's dangerous and illegal. Prevent an injury, store guns safely. Learn more at sa.gov/health.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
In the 80s, everyone was breaking. Break dancing, that is. Lots of moves, spins, flashy colors, and a whole lot of cardboard. Breaking in the 80s was good, but breaking now, not so good. That's why Dave Ramsey recommends Kinetico water softeners in San Antonio and the Hill Country. Seems like many brands of water softeners these days have flashy lights, sounds, and moving parts. Bad news, all those parts are more likely to break and break and break again. With Kinetico water softeners, there are fewer moving parts, and a Kinetico only runs on kinetic energy and is up to 80% more efficient than other competing models. A Kinetico was built to work, not break. That's why a Kinetico is backed by an outstanding 10-year warranty, and right now receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with a trade-in of any water softener, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. With a Kinetico, you'll have water soft as parachute pants on the dance floor.
KineticoSA.com. License number 38961.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
I gotta get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
Earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some Staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
I bet that's not rough at all.
No.
Not rough at all.
Bunker you don't want to get out of.
You can stay in there all night long. Lionel Richie, by the way. I didn't know if y'all knew that. But
everybody that's seen a commercial lately is aware of that.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? I'm looking at our YouTube page.
Oh, good Lord.
And one of the comments here I thought was pretty funny. It's from Claymore. He says, it just hit me that Quinn Snyder just said I'd rather lose with the Hawks than try to win with the Knicks. And I think that's funny as hell.
Well, see, Quinn didn't give the option. The Hawks just hung up on him. The Hawks denied them the ability to talk to Quinn.
That's crazy.
The real question is, by tomorrow, will the Knicks be allowed to interview anybody? Or when you fire a coach, you generally have an idea of who you're going to go hire.
Yeah.
Generally somebody better.
Obviously, they don't.
This is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I mean, one, you're the New York Knicks. So you think you can just call a team and take a coach that's under contract?
They're arrogant as hell.
Well, I mean, at least they're asking permission.
Well, but that's their arrogance.
You got to shoot your shots like all those people that were trying to get you to Venmo earlier. Give them credit for shooting their shot.
I don't want to give them credit for that.
Why not?
Is he going to start it all over again?
What do you think?
You?
I wouldn't.
Yes.
I
all
don't
over
think.
Again.
You think I'm intentionally trying to stir that back up from earlier in the show?
I do think that you are doing that. Yes.
Because you learned how Venmo works and people can just request you.
Well, I didn't.
And request money. And people did earlier in the show.
They did.
They were all denied.
I don't know if that's who I'm looking for or not. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, they were denied. I'm not paying money. This is one guy. What's his name? Jason.
I don't remember.
I don't either. But
You've got all the denials on there.
No, I deleted
Some dude requested $350. Some dude requested $1,000. 100. People.
I got $1.
You got $1? Somebody sent you $1?
I made money today. I made $1.
Well, it's the only money you're going to make if you're really going to take the Pacers tonight.
I've already done it. It's already in the books. You're getting 5.5 points. Pacers tonight. So, I mean, they're at home, and they're 5.5-point underdogs.
Ryan Eagle's making it rain.
I am. We'll be making it rain, and you guys will know. I'm making it public right now, so everybody, you either make fun of me tomorrow or congratulate me on a job well done, and I told you so.
So you got Pacers at 5.5.
Plus
5.5.
Yes. So even if they don't win, I could win. But I'm thinking they win tonight.
You're thinking they win tonight?
I'm thinking they win tonight, yeah. I honestly do.
A lot of people out there that has listened to this show for a long time that just made their decision to go Thunder.
You know, I had the Pacers in Game 1.
You did.
Guess what?
You did.
So I'm 1-1 with them. I took them in Game 2 as well.
Yeah.
They're getting 11.5. Now they lost by 16, so I lost. But
yeah, we understand how that works.
I'm just saying.
You're still up $1 for the day. Be happy.
I am up $1 for the day.
You are up $1 for the day.
It is fantastic.
But the night is still young.
It sure is. It sure is, brother. It's very young. That's for sure. And I think I have to make my way to the Root Pub tonight for
steak night.
Steak night. Sounds like a hell of a deal, actually. So, you know, it's funny because, and I've noticed this since the finals began, 6 weeks ago, that there's a lot of Pacers fans on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't think they're Pacer fans. I think they're anti-Thunder.
Well, okay, they're rooting for the Pacers in the playoffs.
Or rooting against the Thunder.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Now, see, there's a lot of people going with me. Took the Pacers plus 5.5.
Because you're trying to make money.
Well,
here's what I'm a little surprised that the line is at 5.5 because it was double digits for the first two games and you split. Right. The Pacers have yet to win a Game 3 in this series, in this postseason.
That is true.
And Oklahoma City, once they get on a roll, they get on a roll. I think they were stunned in Game 1. And they came back pretty strong in Game 2. And we've had a lot of days off, it feels like forever, getting here to Game 3 tonight. The only way the Pacers win tonight is if Tyrese Halliburton is aggressive from the get-go with his shot, not trying to get everybody else involved. And that's not really his game.
I think he will, though, and I think that's going to be part of it. Do you remember, and I think this is what needs to happen, because Oklahoma City's so good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Halliburton needs to turn into a version of Tony Parker.
Okay.
And by saying that, he needs to try and get inside, be aggressive inside, and dish, and let those guys hit the three-point shots on the outside. Not necessarily him scoring himself, but at least make that defense collapse a little bit where those three-point shooters are going to be open, and hopefully they shoot a lot better than they did in Game 2.
Well, and again, yeah, they can be open, but they've got to be able to knock down those shots. I mean, you just look at can Tyrese Halliburton all of a sudden become that guy? As strong as he plays in the second halves, can he do that in the first half for 48 minutes? That's not really him. So can he change? At the same time, like you said, they're so good defensively. Oklahoma City is. Not that Indiana's bad, but Oklahoma City's just better. You look at this and you go, whatever adjustments Indiana is going to try to make, you know that Oklahoma City is going to anticipate those adjustments and have a plan. Both these teams are well coached. I know, I mean, a lot of confidence in Rick Carlisle, but I really like what Mark Dagnall does. And I don't know who is the better coach in this series, to be honest. I know who's the more veteran coach who's won a ring, but in this series, when you factor it all together, coaching might almost be a wash. Everything just points to Oklahoma City, and they've been really good on the road.
Well, they have, but think about it. Dagnall made adjustments after game one.
Yep.
And he made the right adjustments, and Indiana didn't know how to handle it. So there will be an adjustment for the Pacers tonight. There's no question in my mind. Oklahoma City, will they be able to handle it? My guess is yes. But I just think this is a game that's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And, look, Oklahoma City's human, too. They could have an off night.
Sure.
I mean, that is possible. They haven't had one yet in this series.
I mean, they haven't really had many this whole season.
No, they haven't. And they're pretty good against the East. They've only lost once to an Eastern Conference squad. So
let me ask you this. In all seriousness, all we're talking about is what Indiana has to do offensively. What adjustments can Indiana make defensively? Can they get better at the pick-and-roll defense? Probably not. How does Indiana slow down Oklahoma City? SGA is going to get his shots, and he's going to get to the free throw line. We know that. But one way, obviously, for Indiana to win is to limit the scoring of Oklahoma City, kind of the way Denver did in a couple of those big Denver wins. But is Indiana's defense capable of making adjustments that way?
Look, I don't know, because they had a pretty good shooting night, Oklahoma City, in game two. I'm not sure that Alex Caruso is capable of hitting 5 threes again tonight. So SGA is going to get his. You know that, and you kind of concede that. It's the other guys that pitch in and chime in with him that worries me more than SGA. I don't know if you can stop SGA. I don't, and I think Rick Carlisle knows that. The guy's going to score 30 points a game. If it's the other guys you got to worry about and not let one or two of those guys go off like they did in game two. And I think that's the secret for the Pacers defense when it comes to tonight's game.
Yeah, I think most people, not named Joe because he picked Indiana, little surprised this series is tied 1-1. But when you look at Oklahoma City, they swept the opening round, then they went 7 in round 2 with Denver, and then they won the conference finals 4-1 pretty easily. You look at the Pacers, easy cruise 5-game series win over the Bucks, 5-game series win over the Cavs that were beat up, and they took the Pacers or the Knicks out in 6. I don't know, and I'm in this boat. How good is Indiana? Right? Because I've been on Oklahoma City all year. I'm not surprised what they're doing. I expect them to win this series. I said in 6. So that means they're going to lose too. Is it one of those tonight? Could they actually be down in a series 2-1? I think that would be pretty stunning, right? But I don't think anybody outside of an Indiana Pacer fan has really given Indiana their due for how good they really are.
Well, look, I mean, I don't know. How good is Cleveland? How good was Milwaukee?
I mean, that's it. We don't know how good they are.
Well, I mean, Cleveland had damn near the same record as Oklahoma City. Now, again, it's apples and oranges because Cleveland was in the Eastern Conference. So it's different, and I am taking that into consideration. And how good were the New York Knicks? I mean, obviously they're the people that lead them are clowns, but I mean, that team was playing pretty well. I just think that the Pacers are better than people think. And I know everybody thinks Oklahoma City is just going to roll. And everybody thought that at the very beginning. This was going to be a sweep, wasn't even going to be a contest. And well, it turned out it's a little more than a contest. I think this game's going to be close. I just don't see a blowout tonight. So whether Indiana wins or not, I think I'm in good shape with the 5.5. So that's kind of my thinking there as you go into this one. I think the crowd's going to be nuts first and foremost. I don't know if that bothers Oklahoma City. I have a feeling it doesn't.
No.
But it's going to be nuts, and I think that's going to charge Indiana, at least early on, where maybe they will have an opportunity to get a little bit of a lead and make Oklahoma City come from behind, something they don't do very often.
No, but we know Indiana's going to turn the ball over. We know Oklahoma City's going to get to the free throw line, right? We've seen that through the first 2 games of this series. The only way, Indiana, for you to win money tonight, has to limit their turnovers, and Tyrese Halliburton has to play big. He has to play big for 48.
They got to make threes.
Well,
because that's what they do. They got to make threes. So
come on, Joe. They got to score one more than the other guy.
Well, I'm just saying their 3-point shot's a big part of what they do.
Yeah.
So they've got to make them. They didn't make very many at all in Game 2, and a lot of that, to your point, Oklahoma City's defense was running them off the line. So. Look, it's not going to be easy, and I fully expect Oklahoma City to win this series. I'm just saying tonight is going to be that game. Because I think if Indiana loses this game tonight, it will break their will. And I think by then it could very well be done in 5 games. So I think this is a game that Indiana needs to win just for their own psyche,
say
if
it,
nothing
Joe.
else.
Come on, say
it's
it, Joe.
It's not a must-win game.
Say it, Joe.
No, can't do it.
Come on, say it.
I can't do
you
it.
said everything but.
I'd be lying to everybody listening right now. I'd be lying to you. So I can't do that.
But everything you just laid out,
I said it's a very
in all caps, underlined 3 times, must win.
It's a very important
If they don't
game.
win tonight, their will's going to be broken, so it's a must win tonight.
Depends on how they lose.
Well, no.
If
would you rather get blown out or have your heart broke? A loss is a loss.
I'd rather.
But if their will's going to be broken with a loss tonight, that makes it a must win.
Not a must win.
Just say it.
No, it's a very important game for Indiana tonight.
Yes.
It's a game that they need to win, and they would like very much to win. So
yeah,
it's not by definition a must win.
Well, by definition,
we cheapen that phrase "must win."
We like cheap things.
Yeah, well, we do. Exactly. We do. We like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a must-win. It's a very important game. Very important game. So
yes.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And you can make fun of me tomorrow if you'd like, or expect congratulations and flowers. That's what I expect. When Indiana wins,
there will be no flowers.
I expect flowers.
You like tulips or roses?
When Indiana, whatever you want, whatever you want, it's fine. It doesn't make any difference. Or that.
That ain't happening.
Or that.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Have a good one, y'all.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing. Roofing has you covered.
Father's Day kicks off early Saturday, June 14th at Lion and Rose Dominion, hosted by Marissa Gomez, realtor with Real Broker. If you know a dad who deserves some extra love, bring him out for family fun, live music, and delicious food and drinks. Enjoy free experiences like cigar rolling, mini spa treatments, and prize drawings. There's always something special happening at Lion and Rose. It's Saturday, June 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. for the Father's Day kickoff at Lion and Rose, just off I-10 West past the Dominion exit.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent